I had this thing set up. Bam, we're live. I had this thing set up to go live at 5, and then I went out to lunch today, and it just kept going and going and going. And then I got an invite to come out to the ranch, and then I was like, well, I can't say no to that. And then I had to come home and work out before the show so that I'd be in my A game. Guys, I am so sorry. Soccer Mom, Hector, Fergie, Bruce, Travis, Jeremy, Bruce Wayne, thanks for texting me. The rest of you jackasses who have my number didn't even use it. Jeffrey Birchfield, Vindicate, where you can get your shirt.
Was that the reason why you worked out, or did you have a little white monster can with some Tito's and you felt a little guilty about it?
Oh, well, all of that. I always work out before the show, but I was saucy. I had 2 skinny margaritas at lunch. But it's nothing that the assault bike can't fix.
Nothing the assault bike at Cadence.
Oh, this is my favorite kind of Taylor. We can't even hear. I can't hear Taylor. Can you?
No.
Awesome. My favorite. So, guys.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now. And most importantly, I apologize to the all consummate professional J.R. Howell and Taylor Self. Is this the second programming show?
No, we've had several.
We have? Good memory, Sevi. Good memory. Nice guns, JR, Soccer Mom. Did your wife beat you for being late this morning, Sevan? Fuck, I forgot about that. The podcast this morning ran late, and I was like 2 minutes late to my kid's soccer private class. Everything kind of, it's been a tough, you know what the thing is Matt Souza's getting married today.
Oh, that's right. Congrats, Souza. We were texting about that. That's crazy.
His wedding's probably going on right now.
He's probably fucked up.
I went to like the party last night, and I met all his like family and friends from the gym and friends from high school. And this one dude, Carlos Mendoza, he's probably like 6'2", 245.
Yeah,
and he's just like
big.
He's like, yeah, and he looks like Carlos Mendoza, like out of a fucking movie. And he's like, you going to the wedding? I'm like, no. He's no, come on. And he steps a foot closer to me. Like, you going to the wedding? I'm like, totally. Of course.
Oh no, come on. That's funny.
Man. Did either of you guys, are any of you guys watching the ADCC Abu Dhabi Combat Club Championships that's going on in Las Vegas? No.
Negative.
Okay. All right, fine. That's good. Well, then we could probably stay on track for this show. A couple shows ago, I don't know when it was, but we were talking and the Madrid show came up. I don't remember if I was on with Brian or whatnot. And I started freaking out about the torque tank being the last implement in the last workout of something that we're supposed to consider a competition or a sport. It seems like it doesn't make it competition or sport. And JR or Taylor, I can't remember, one of them texted me or called me and said, hey, dipshit, that's why we do programming shows. Why isn't this one scheduled? Or we should have done this a long time ago. And then we scheduled it, and
sounds like something Taylor would say.
I pushed them aside for Brian.
That's what you said.
And here we are. And I am actually crazy excited about it. Before we dig in there, there's some things that Taylor brought up to me this morning that I think we really need to talk about before we get into critiquing the programming. And we need to find out what was the purpose. I think JR was saying we need to define some things. Sorry, Taylor said we need to define some things. What was some purpose of the show, of the event? So it clearly wasn't to go to the CrossFit Games.
That's to credit JR. JR brought that idea to me to,
super important. Yeah, super important. We don't conflate that. It's whoever puts on this event. It's their private event. They can do whatever the fuck they want. It's for all we know that they don't even care about competition or the sport or the games. It's just they just like watching people work out, or they just like making money, or they just like throwing parties, whatever the reason. So I apologize for the times when we project stuff onto them, and we're kind of aware we're doing that. We're going to try not to do it, but sometimes we're going to make some presuppositions that this was supposed to be a sport. This was supposed to be a competition. It was supposed to be for athletes at the highest level.
Yeah, I mean, when you have games athletes in the field that just competed, you can say that you're programming to work out for the best, and the best happen to be people that finished in the top 10 or 15 at the games.
And we know that these are, and we need to take into consideration the venue.
In what way?
The limitations or what creativity the venue offers.
Yeah, but that venue offers massive amounts of creativity.
Okay.
And I think very narrow limitations.
Yeah, but I
Maybe
think to like Sevan's point, like if they wanted to use sleds, well, do they have a turf they could use sleds on? Do they have a pool? Like you can only program swimming if you have access to a certain venue. So yeah.
And how long has this event been going on?
No idea.
Years, I think. I'm not sure how long it's been a licensed CrossFit competition.
Oh, it is licensed.
Yeah.
And what does that mean?
Well, that's a good question. Me and JR were talking about it. I don't know what that means. I know to be a semifinal, you got to pay a big old paycheck. To be a licensed CrossFit event, I'm not really sure what that takes or how much money that takes.
What was the event where someone got injured? Oh, the Scott
semifinal.
The Scott Panchik incident, right?
Yep.
And because that was a CrossFit sanctioned event, that one also happened to the semifinals. There was a there's like an athlete liaison there though, right? And when we can kind of assume Becky Marsh. And do we know if this Madrid event had that also?
I doubt it.
For some reason, I think they would send someone out there for the safety if they're allowing the CrossFit name on it. Okay, worth noting. Maybe someone.
I'm sure they require that you take certain precautionary measures, that you have a certain amount of medical professionals on site and at the ready, like that kind of thing. I'm sure that they definitely keep a close count on.
And when we say this is HWPO, Hard Work Pays Off Programming, the company that is owned by the Frasers, and the CEO is the great Mr. Matt O'Keefe.
Is Matt the CEO?
I think so.
Yeah, I think so.
Do we assume that then Matt programmed it, or?
I don't think we can assume that he programmed it 100% alone. We can assume that he had input from the event organizers for sure. And from what we've been told by people there and by people close to the competition, that they were given pretty strict parameters to work around. And we can get into that. But we can assume that it was him or part of his team, part of his other coaches, stuff like that.
No, a very astute observation, Travis. I might apologize. No, his mic
turn his mic around.
His mic is yeah. I think the blue dot has to be facing you.
But to just
wait, hold on.
We're good.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Oh shit! I think when they talked about professional media, one of the criteria was production quality.
Mic
I'm not that. Yeah.
With just a simple turn of the mic, we are now at professional level.
You can't sit on a Bosu ball either. And when I fart on this thing, it makes the weirdest sound.
Great. But I did see Matt O'Keefe doing an interview with, I can't remember if I saw it. No, I'm sorry. I saw Matt Fraser doing an interview with Lauren Khalil, and it would be, I don't think it's any stretch of the imagination. It was near explicit that he did all the programming himself. And then Matt O'Keefe in an interview with the Morning Chalk Up, that didn't seem grounded in reality. I don't know if it was the writer's fault or Matt's fault or whose fault, but Matt O'Keefe also insinuated, I think more than insinuated, that Fraser did do all the programming. That this is
for Madrid or for Canada West games? For Madrid. Okay.
This was for Madrid. Lauren Khalil interviewed him too. Or no, it was some Patrick Assbasket or something from the Morning Chalk Up, and the which makes me think that this programming did come from the mind of the fittest man to ever, most winningest, most accomplished fucking beast ever to perform at the CrossFit Games. 5-time champion Matt Fraser.
Yeah, and I would love to know if what he submitted was what was actually put on display.
Yeah, that's a good question.
What do you mean, like they pulled it like changing like taking the shuttle run out of the open? Like
no, maybe along the lines of, hey man, we've got 500 teams, we've got 60 to 80 individuals in the elite division. you know, that like 20-minute workout that you wanted to do, we're going to have to trim that one back a little bit.
Oh, okay.
Hey, you know, when I said that we had 7 event sponsors for workouts, well, now we have 8. So now that one that's 7, you got to turn into 2 workouts.
Okay.
Shit like that. And this is speculation, but it's an educated guess, I think, on JR's part.
I mean, it's you know, one of the things we want to do before we dive into monostructural weightlifting gymnastics and hinge movements and push movements and all that stuff is to talk about what's the goal of these competitions. And I would love to open up dialogue with the programmers and the event organizers to explain some of that stuff. That's something the community has wanted for years, coming from the CrossFit Games, Wadapalooza, Rogue, all these competitions that everyone loves to consume. Why don't you come on and say, hey, no, the reason why we put that movement in it is for this reason. Yep. Hey, we don't care about having a test over 15 minutes because I didn't want to do it. That's why I didn't do it. And I would love for people to hear it come from those individuals, so there is no speculation, and say, hey, listen, like the days just got too long, so we had to shorten some workouts. Or, hey, these sponsors pay this amount of money to have their products in the competition. So if that means we have to use parallettes that are 6 inches and 4 inches off the ground instead of using full length parallettes, people want to know that, because people are wondering why so many parallel handstand push-ups at a short deficit. Why not just half the number of repetitions and use full-size parallettes?
Was that what they used for the deficit?
Yeah, they were like miniature.
Mini parallels.
When you say the goal, can you give me an example? Because
I got a list right here.
Let me just say this real quick before you give that list, because the goal could be to find the fittest. The goal could be to get it done in 3 days. The goal could be to find something that's a workout like what Adrian had to do at the games that everyone can do with everyone can do, right? What workout was that? Was that the swim, or what was the event? Swim ski. So, I mean, what do you mean by goal? Because if someone could give you a really broad goal, the goal is to pick the fittest person to go to the games, and like it kind of gives us nothing, right?
Well, what's the point? You know, kind of that question is, what is the point of running a semifinal level event? And when you just say semifinal level, you think of, you have athletes there who could be the fittest on earth. Generally, the field is an elite caliber of athlete. It's not 15 workouts like the CrossFit Games, but it's also not a single day event. It's like 6 to 8 workouts across a few days.
Well, the only thing you need to do to put on a semifinal quality event is that's determined by prize money, isn't it?
Well, yeah, see, that's the thing. And I think that's a really, really good talking point, because a lot of these athletes sign up for the competition based on the clout of the competition or based on the potential earnings of the competition. They don't care if there's 5 hinging movements. I mean, they may care after they've won the money.
I think a lot of athletes
they're going to sign up for where they think they're going to make the most money. They're not going to say, well, let me wait and see if these workouts are a broad test of fitness. They're just going to assume that those people are doing their jobs.
I agree in part. I do think a lot of athletes, I would say probably more of a vast majority of athletes, look at, can I get meaningful experience at this competition? Is this going to sharpen me for the game season? Am I going to learn some things? Or is this event fucking dumb?
I think Lazar was going there for one reason, and that's to party and win 30 grand.
I guess
yeah,
travel
for sure.
travel
The workouts
domain
were easy, and there was nobody there to fucking touch him.
I guess travel distance also plays a big role in that too, right? If you're near the crash,
Travis Mayer went to Spain.
But what I'm saying is if there was, well, he may have been paid to go, but what I'm saying is if you're a high level athlete and you're near the Crash Crucible and the first place is only $500, you still may go to it knowing that you can sleep in your own bed.
For 500, I don't know.
I think it's
really.
Yeah, no.
Then that kind of undermines what Taylor was saying, that people go for the experience.
For the competition experience, and to know that, I mean,
why do you think Travis went?
I would say it's almost a month out of your training, because you taper for about a week, you compete, and then you recover for about a week, And you can only do that so many times in a season. So you've got to pick and choose certain competitions to do. And I think what usually draws athletes to that is the field going to be a competitive field that I can learn and get better from?
Yep.
Usually that's synonymous with prize money. And then maybe secondarily, you think about the programming. Rogue, for instance, a rogue competition when you see it programmed. You're probably not going to see a marathon row at Rogue or a 10K row for time at Rogue, but you might see put on a ruck, row, do some burpee get-overs, climb a rope, run up a hill. It has a certain feel. It has a certain aura. When you go to Wadapalooza, you know you're going to be under the lights, that you're probably going to swim. You know these things about these big competitions. So Madrid this is the first time we have HWPO programming it. Is this what we can expect moving forward? This style, this variance in movements, lots of different odd objects, not very barbell centric workouts that are a little on the short side? Or is that just a product of the organizers saying, no, this is what you can do and you need to give us workouts because that's what we paid you for?
And the event director and the program are often different people.
Often.
Always?
Sometimes.
What were you rolling your eyes at, Taylor? Were you rolling your eyes at JR or something you saw in the comments?
Not something I saw in the comments. I wasn't necessarily a JR, but I kind of want to just dig into this.
Okay. Let's do it. So then let me ask you this then. What do you think the purpose of the CrossFit Madrid championships, is it called championships? CrossFit Madrid
CrossFit Championship.
What do you think the purpose of that is?
I think the purpose of that event is to showcase athletes, to offer opportunities within the sport and to grow the sport. I think that's why the divisions are freaking huge. I think in line with that, to make money and to grow their brand. If all they care about is offering opportunities for the best within the sport, they're not going to have 80 people deep in the elite field. But they want to make some money, and registrations bring in a lot of money for events like that, especially when you've got that number of people competing. That's a ton of money. And then
I think they're trying to take over as like the biggest. Yeah. We have the most athletes. We have the most divisions. It seems like they're trying to take over like something like a Wadapalooza.
For Europe or worldwide?
Yeah, the Granite Games of Spain, maybe, or Wadapalooza is a good example. The Granite Games of old had a massive community divisions and was pretty huge. To be honest, I think to find the fittest is probably, I mean, I'm sure they're thinking of that, but I think it's like a haphazard, like, if we just, as long as we do CrossFit workouts, we're going to find the fittest. I don't think there was as much thought put into that as the amount of work goes into growing your brand, making money.
They're not worried about if someone wins the CrossFit Games and we all know it's not the fittest person. They're not worried about the wrong person winning their event. Wow, that's interesting. That burden only falls on the CrossFit Games.
I don't think that happens a lot though. I don't think
it happens a lot either, but the burden's not on them.
Well, it doesn't happen a lot because, and this is an example of why CrossFit is so potent, but it's really hard to fuck CrossFit up.
But look at this. Travis Mayer took 5th place.
The fittest person there was Lazar Jukic, and he won.
But if Travis would have won, no one would be flipping out.
No, I don't think so.
No.
Where do I go to leaderboard? Look at this leaderboard. And that's what I mean.
But
that's
there
what
are
I
some
mean.
nobodies on the leaderboard.
But that's what I mean. If the wrong person wins at the games, everyone would know and everyone would be flipping out.
Yeah, and you're right. And not a lot of people are going to care about this because this is the Madrid CrossFit Championship, and they're not crowning their athlete the fittest on earth.
Let's say Luka Jukic won this event. Everyone would be like, holy shit. They wouldn't be like, oh, fuck, it was the wrong guy won. They'd be like, fuck, Luka's game's coming together.
Or they would be like, look at the workouts.
True. But if that happens at the games, the fucking programmer would get fucking destroyed if Luka won the games.
Not necessarily. If Luka's the fittest on earth, they're not gonna get destroyed. You have to look at the workouts again. I mean, it's context.
That's my point. We're okay. That's fine. I think I drove it home. All right, we disagree. Bye.
No, you drove it home. I think these events don't really care, and to your point, I don't think a lot of people care if they find the fittest per se person there. But is that adding to the sport?
I don't know. I'm just trying to figure out what the purpose of this event was and what
To make
I think,
money.
So those are the two things we've come down to
I
make
think-
money and to be the biggest and most prestigious event for sure in Europe and possibly in the world.
Well,
And that's not a bad thing either.
No,
Making
those
money
sound
is
like great
fucking-
things.
yeah.
Those sound like
Make-
great things to me.
Well, and there wasn't a live stream, which is unfortunate.
It's
But-
ridiculous.
But
Not
maybe-
unfortunate.
Maybe,
Retarded.
maybe knowing that going into it, their main goal is like, hey, we want to put on a show because we don't have other people spectating other than those that paid a ticket to come in and see. So we want to put on a show. We don't want certain movements in here because we think they're boring. We want the workouts to look really, really good on the floor. I mean, I program competitions, Taylor does too. I know, and I'm willing to admit, there are workouts that I knew would be better tests of fitness done a certain way, but because of the limitations I had at my space and because I wanted the crowd to be able to look at the workout and tell who was winning, I tweaked those workouts because of that. And I think that's something all programmers do if they know what they're doing.
/ should do.
For sure. Especially if you don't have a stream with commentary and the ability to articulate what's going on and not have to explain it to people.
Good point. Okay, Taylor, I know you want to dig in. Let's go really big picture first and describe the event to me in terms of you've done how many competitors there were, average time domains, how many days. Just paint the event for me a little bit.
It's a 3-day event. I think Brian talked about there being 60 to 80 athletes in the elite field, men and women, not combined, but in each field. So just an absolutely a crazy, massive field. I'm sure the
Compared to Wadapalooza, how many?
Wadapalooza's 40 max. So
How
double.
many? And 40 at the games.
40 at the game. So double.
How many at Rogue?
20.
Okay.
So you think about the gap between Lazar Jukic and last place at that event is probably fucking laughable.
In terms of their skill and the points, etc.
And everything. You're probably last place at that event. Probably did not qualify for semifinals in Europe.
And this is very important to remember when we start digging into movements and stuff like that, because I contend that
people are pussies.
That is not my contention. My contention is that if you want people to keep coming, if you want people to keep doing the online qualifier, which brings in money, you don't program 8 workouts where half of the field can't finish / even do the movements to participate, AKA making it too heavy. AKA if the goal is to take over, if the goal is to say, hey, dude, you're not going to have to do X, Y, and Z there. The weights usually aren't as heavy.
But look at
you're not going to have to swim, so don't worry about that.
I would argue though.
You're not going to have to do pegboard, so don't worry about that. These are all things to remember when you talk about, hey, dude, I can get into Madrid. They take 80. I'm going to get to say I competed elite against games athletes. That's a big deal to some people.
It is a big deal, but I would argue that look at Wadapalooza. I know the field isn't 80 people and it's not as large, but look at how massive the fucking event is. And they make you swim. They make you do shit like pistol squats and swimming and cleaning a D-ball, a fucking rubber D-ball after swimming. They make you do like celebrate 10. That, I'm sure that embarrassed a lot of games athletes that work out with the muscle ups and the handstand push-ups and the overhead squats. So they make workouts fucking hard.
Are you saying that a lot of people didn't finish the events at this event?
No, he's saying if you look at the workouts and you're wondering why are these so fucking easy, it's because he thinks maybe.
That's not that is not what I'm saying. That's what Taylor is saying.
I'm being a little more aggressive. He's saying some of the programming may have been persuaded by the notion that we want people to keep coming back rather than we're a little nervous to make people do full depth parallel handstand push-ups because if we embarrass half the field, they're just going to say, fuck you, we're not coming back.
I would say this. One of the workouts started with 7 rope climbs, 500-meter run, 400-meter run, and then an overhead lunge. What I'm saying is if you make that workout 7 legless rope climbs, half of the field is going to be like, all right, cool, now it's legless, whatever. Maybe half the field doesn't even get past the rope climbs. So if you want that spread, if you want heat 10 to be like, all right, cool, heat 10, 9, and 8, no one's going to get on the air runner. This is dumb. But then heats 3, 2, and 1 fly through them and crush it. What was the point of even having those first heats? And if I'm an athlete in those heats, I'm gonna think about that when I think about signing up for the competition.
Do you have that same criticism for the games?
Absolutely not.
Not. But what about for like the skill medley?
No, I don't have that same argument at all. Those.
Yeah, no.
Go ahead, Taylor.
No, I was gonna say you're sign up for the games. You qualify, you sign up knowing, unless you have won before, that you're probably gonna show up and there's gonna be something you're not good at, and you're probably pretty nervous and anxious, and that's the point. And I think what frustrates me about an event like this is it's put on as this massive CrossFit license event. They're giving 30,000 euros away to the winner, and you're like, oh shit, there's gonna be some cool shit here, and there's not. That's
Okay.
I mean, so. Yeah.
That's a good segue to go into the programming.
And I want to, well, we can go in a second, but I do want to say, like, I'm not, here shitting on HWPO. You look at the Canada West Games workouts, and I fucking love them. I mean, I was just talking to JR on the phone before the show. It was crazy to me, the contrast between the two. The Canada West Games workouts, amazing. Really, for lack of there's no better word that I would use to describe it. It's amazing programming.
Any truth here with the guy with the cannonball biceps? Rogue, second biggest, but weak athletes are afraid of slight strength bias.
No, see, this is where I think here's another thing. All these events have like slight biases in their programming for sure. But I think this notion of what this guy is saying is a result of what we do and what people like Brian do, and we break down the programming, et cetera, et cetera. The athletes who are good enough to compete at these events aren't looking at it like, oh, well, I'm going to do really, really well at Rogue, or I'm going to do really, really well at Wodapalooza. Pat Vellner did Rogue. Pat Vellner did Wodapalooza. You know what I mean? That's kind of just, to me, it's not a super relevant argument other than to say that each of these events have their own flair. The best athletes at the events are winning.
Yeah, and I think it is really, really important to keep driving the point home that when you program something, you're not going to program it without your biases. Mm-hmm. People have things they really enjoy. They have things they hate. Some people love light barbell cycling type workouts. Some people despise it, and the only time they use barbells is when it's heavy. We talk about this all the time. I'm sure Brian will do a show where he predicts the finishes at Rogue. He will come on and say, listen, Rogue's programming is usually a little bit more robust. It's usually a little bit more grunt work and heavy. So these are the athletes that you will probably see because they finished this spot this year, this spot this year, this spot this year. And they typically excel there and maybe not at the games as much. So, I mean, there are some biases, and that's okay. We love to know those type of things as fans and as people who program competitions.
I don't think Adrian gave a single clue intentionally to the 5, 6, 7, 8 things that JR predicted that came true. I think he gave clues that weren't intentional. That basically JR did his homework and found out what Adrian's biases were and brought them to and shed light on them. And bam, we had the pirouette. I mean, that's crazy. Could anyone else guess the pirouette? Yeah, but they would have had to done their homework like JR did. And that's the bias you're talking about. That was just my point.
Yeah, everybody has stuff that they really like, and they're going to program with that.
You would have never put the pirouette in.
Me?
Yeah. You don't have that bias. You would have put in the curtsy.
Yeah, the curtsy lunge.
You should put in the curtsy. Okay. Do you want to? JR predictions were absolutely insane. I agree. It was crazy, but that's because he read Bozeman's bias. I'm just driving home your guys' point. It's a perfect example where he read into Adrian's biases. Okay, you want to dig into workout 1?
Well, let's start with what makes good. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. What do you? I want to ask JR what he thinks. I want to ask you what you think makes good programming. Before we go, just a general.
Yeah. So if we're talking about a competition like Madrid or like other let's just call them 3-day weekend long competitions where you're probably going to have 6 to 8 workouts, scored workouts, and your field is going to be, let's just say, fringe semifinalist level to games athletes for the most part. Those are who you're probably programming for, or you should be programming for. So when I look at something like that, I look at movement selection and variance, time domain, right? And stimulus. And a lot of people say, oh, well, stimulus is the same in time domain. It is not, because you can write a workout that's 10 minutes and another workout that's 10 minutes, and the stimulus is going to be completely different. So those are kind of the three big things I think about when I program, are time domain. Is there a good spread, right? And you can just say, let's just, to keep it simple, say there's something under 4 minutes, there's something 4 to 7 minutes, there's something 8 to 12 minutes, there's something in the low teens to mid teens, and then there's something about 20 minutes or longer, right? That's 5. And then typically you'll have some overlap where you'll have 2 that kind of fit the same criteria. That would be 6 workouts. So those are what I look at. And then movement variance, you know, are all the movements like a form of a deadlift? Like, do you have deadlifts, and then do you have kettlebell deadlifts, and then do you have sandbag loads, and then do you have, like, is everything just a hinge from the floor? There should be variance in movements. And then along with that, to me, variance in implements. Like, are all of your pulling movements hanging from a pull-up bar, or are all of your pulling movements with a rope, or are all of your hanging movements from rings or whatever, right? And then time
modalities.
Say it again.
Modalities.
Correct. So like MWG spread, I think, is really, really important. And that goes along with movement variance.
MWG, monostructural.
Gymnastics, weightlifting, and also weightlifting, gymnastics, loading to a degree is important.
For sure.
Yeah.
Give me an example of movement selection, we get that. Time domain, we get that. Give me an example of 2 different stimuluses.
Grip, like a workout that's like total bar power clean is going to fucking blow your grip up. And then a workout like ring dip sled push is probably
okay. This is simple. All right. This is simple. 10-minute AMRAP, 5 cleans, 10 toes to bar.
Yep.
10-minute AMRAP, 5 cleans, 10 bar facing burpees. Just change one of the movements, and the stimulus changes completely.
Okay. And in your question to JR is
what makes good programming, and basically what he said is balance and variance.
Did you agree with everything he said?
Yeah, absolutely. I think also, in addition to that, some creativity. Personally, I like something that I'm like, oh, I like that. I wouldn't have thought of that, or I haven't seen that before, or wow, that's cool.
So some nuance,
creativity, the unknown and unknowable. That's a personal bias. I love that. I love that about Boz. I was one of my favorite things about this year at the games was just the wow, you never would have thought of that. But that kind of goes hand in hand with creativity. Purpose. You like to look at a workout and be like, okay, that's what it's trying to do, instead of just being like, what the fuck is the point of that? And then showcasing the athletes to a degree. I think an event like this, that just ties more into, is it fun to watch? And they didn't have a broadcast, so maybe they just didn't give a shit about that.
That is the part that you think is going to be the obvious, the spectator sport / competition,
the sport, exactly,
and showcase element. That whole thing that makes it so as a viewer you give a shit. That's crazy important.
It is so important, because it's not going to grow if people don't want to fucking watch it,
right? Or
if they can't watch it. I will pay $100 a night to watch somebody get knocked the fuck out, because that's cool,
right?
Not paying $100 a night to watch those workouts.
What did you think about the 550-meter sprint at the CrossFit Games?
Out of 15 events, that's okay. There's 14 other events.
Right.
And this is where me and Taylor can tussle a little bit, because he doesn't. I'm not putting words in his mouth. He doesn't think there's a place for a single modality test at this level of competition because it weighs too heavily comparatively.
Okay. So let me hold on just real quick, and then I'll let you, and then I'll get out of your guys' hair. That's the difference between that sprint at that race. I think does everything in the sport, showcase the athletes, and spectator friendly. It fucking is a 10 on all of them. It's quick. It's painless. You get to see the winners. It's intense. They're showcased. There's passing. There's jogging. The way they had the turn in there, and you got to see all that, right? But it doesn't do this other shit. It doesn't have good movement selection. It doesn't have variance. And the time domain is just like, very, very short and simple, and the stimulus, right? There was no hill, there was no carrying anything. And so there you have something on two different ends of the spectrum. And now what I'm suggesting is that the perfect events and the perfect programming, yes, would bring all that shit together perfectly.
Yep.
Really drive home. I love the sport part of it, the human part. I want to see people cry.
Dave is fantastic at that.
Yeah. I mean, let's face it. There's absolutely nothing fair about the bike event. Chains falling off, people crashing, but fuck, it's a 11 out of 10 in terms of the spectatorship.
The cyclocross was so fun to watch.
Yeah. Okay. So do we want to go into dig into the 2,000 meter run?
So, let's start. It was programmed by HWPO. We know that now. They're given parameters to program within. We know that. We don't know what the parameters were. I think it's impossible to really do this true diligence because there's no broadcast. The only things we can see are little fucking Instagram videos of somebody not doing all their thrusters correctly. I guess we know from the morning chalk up interview that Fraser programmed them. I wasn't aware of that. But anyways, we'll dig in. We'll start with time domains. So workout 1, 6 to 8 minutes. I'm just going to go through all of them real quick. Workout 2, 3 to 5 minutes. 3, 2 to 4 minutes. 4, 8 to 12 minutes. 5, 10 minutes. 6, 4 to 5 minutes. 7, 7 minutes. Last workout, 4 to 5 minutes. So nothing longer than 12 minutes. And that fourth workout was 12 minutes for the worst. So really you're looking at your shortest workout is 2 to 4 minutes. Your longest workout is 8 to 12 minutes. And everything else is in between that.
Longest workout, the 2022 Madrid Championships.
Whereas 12 minutes for the people who are in 80th place.
Gotcha. Okay. So can you ever remember a competition besides the 2008 CrossFit Games where there was no event longer than 12 minutes?
Granite Games 2021.
Seriously, is that true?
They had a back-to-back workout. So we'll say we gave them a little.
It was like one had a back-to-back too, but that's when we can get into the nitty-gritty is round 1 and round 2 really a back-to-back if the work to rest ratio is almost 1-to-1?
Well, was that what the ratio was, or did they get time and they just went?
Well, they started at the 13-minute mark. So they do this 2K run, and for the fastest people being 6 to 8 minutes, that's 1-to-1 or a little more than 1-to-1 for the fastest. And then they do the couplet afterwards. So are you putting them in that same bucket?
Well, here's the other thing. Someone in the comments said a winning female ran a sub 5 minute.
That wasn't a 2K.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it wasn't even 2 kilometers. It wasn't even a true 2 kilometers. No, you can't call it back to back. You did a workout, you rested, and then you did another workout. IMO, in my opinion. I think
6:12 was the fastest time. I don't see anyone with a sub 5, just to be clear.
Yeah, to me that doesn't sound like.
Men 5:39. What is 2K? 1.6 miles?
No, it's 1.25.
1.25.
Yeah, I can see that. So maybe it's a true 2K or a little short. But with 80 people in the field, it wouldn't surprise me if there are some insane runners. I mean, a 6-minute 2K is not anything crazy in the world of running.
Okay, but what do you think about the workout?
Just in 8 events. If it was like JR made this suggestion earlier, we were just talking about workouts. He's like, even if they would have made it 2-kilometer run right into 30, 20, 10, it would have been way better. But the way it's written, I'm not a fan.
30, 20, 10 couplet?
Yeah, the couplet right after. So round 2 is 30, 20, 10. Toes to bar, dumbbell overhead squat, single arm.
And why don't you like it? Why don't you like a 1 mile full out sprint? Welcome to the Madrid Championships. You're going to run a little over a mile today. Was it a all participant start? All the men ran at the same time?
See, that's something that, and even Brian talked about that when I asked him. I said, "Hey, have you talked to anyone that was there? Do you have any of these specifics? Because did they release 40 people at a time and they all started from their lane? Did some have to run farther back into the stadium than others to their lane, or did they make sure everyone ran the exact same distance?" If you go on the leaderboard and you look, the separation like every second past like 6 minutes from 6 to 6:30. It's crazy. You're like every second you're seeing people finish. So that really matters too. You know, if you have a test like this as single modality and it's not on a machine and it's a true run, was everyone given the same opportunity to get the fastest time possible? I will contend.
Wait, was this run on a machine? I'm just making the
assumption. No. It was a course.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
I will push back on Taylor and say that I still think you can effectively program a single modality workout for an 8 competition or a 7 competition, but it has to be done so well with the with another single modality test that balances it, that you really, really, really need to know.
Well, here's an example. JR's first year of Crucible, he does a back-to-back workout. It's dumbbell Randy for guys with a 75-pound dumbbell, 75 dumbbell snatches. Reset, I think it was like a 2-minute rest. What was the time cap? 4 minutes?
Yeah, 4, I think.
It was a 4-minute time cap, 2-minute rest, and then 300-foot handstand walk for time. That's fucking awesome. But the way it's just too bleh. And this is an interesting comment. Jesse Mosqueda has this in the comments. No idea if this is substantiated with any sort of evidence, but he says a source close to Fraser said he would have programmed differently if they paid him more. Well, that's crazy to me. If I'm putting anything out to the public, it's not going to be shit.
Read the last sentence.
Dude, that's the most G thing I've ever heard. That's so savage. I love it.
They paid a sale price, so he gave them sale programming.
I love it. I think
I don't love that. Would you, JR, would you ever put out a free blog? Would you put out dog shit just because it's free?
There's no way Matt did that. That's
but also too, I can't pick and choose. If someone comes to me and wants to pay me $500 to program a weekend, I do it because I want 500, not because someone else is offering me 500,000.
If HWPO didn't do this programming, these podcasts about it wouldn't be happening. Well, that's very interesting. Hard for people to stay interested in something none of us saw, again, to not streaming. So he's basically saying that the people who are going to watch this show are watching it because they're interested to see us critique Matt Fraser's programming, not the programming of some event called the Madrid Championships in
if it was broadcast,
that's probably true.
Yeah. But if it's broadcast, I don't think it matters who programs it. Everyone watches it. It's a lot more exciting, and we probably still do the show, whether HWPO programs it or nobody else. But to his point, it wasn't broadcast, and
also it's sort of to push back on that too, Dusty. You should see this list of programming shows these fucking guys want to do that they've sent me.
I don't think Sevan wants to do it if HWPO didn't program it.
99% of them have nothing to do with HWPO.
Yeah, so events 1 and 2 back to back, I don't think they're bad tests at all. But when it's really important to understand that when you're not looking at all the pieces of the puzzle and seeing if you like all the pieces, you're looking at the whole puzzle. So you're looking at the pieces in conjunction with one another. So you can like all 8 of the workouts on their own and think, oh yeah, that's cool. Oh yeah, I like that one. Oh, that's a cool combination. But if you don't think they fit together, that's when your opinion comes into play. It's all subjectivity, but you want to try to back it up with information like time domain, movement variance, movement redundancy, format, all that kind of stuff.
I do think it's kind of, I hear this a lot when people are talking about program. They're like, oh yeah, the workout by itself is great, but within the context of everything else, not so great. And I think to that point, it's like, it doesn't matter if the workout is great by itself because the workout wasn't done by itself. Anyone can write a workout that's good by itself. There are 8 other workouts, and that is the point. So yes, I've done a 2K run in training. I've done 30, 20, 10 overhead squat toes to bar in training. So
if you would have done, here's the interesting thing. If you would have done that 30, 20, 10 at the end of the 2K run,
right at the end,
you would not have had people run that run full sprint.
Well, no, here's the deal. You don't make it a back-to-back. You make it a 2-score workout. 2K run right into 30, 20, 10. You have 2 scores, your 2K run time, and then the time at the completion of 30, 20, 10. And then people do run hard because it's 2 scores, just like shuttle to overhead. You had people run really hard and people push jerk really well. And you had people who did both really well. So I think that's a simple way to make it a good workout, I think.
I don't know how to ask this question. I don't know what the words are, but I'll take a stab at it. Is you hear people talk about how intense the sandbag lift was at the CrossFit Games, and I think it was the central nervous system that people were talking about that was really taxed, and those guys having to also get up every time.
Their spine.
Every time they walked out there, they had to basically be setting a PR and get themselves into that set. Is it all out 2K run up there with like the hardest thing you could ask an athlete to do against a group of athletes?
Just between a mile and a mile and a half run, all out is a disgusting fucking feeling.
I was gonna say, I would put this test up there with a 2K row.
Horrible. Maybe worse.
As just about like the worst thing you could ask people to do, in terms of just difficulty, pain cave stimulus.
And kudos to HWPO for putting it first.
Yeah,
I think if there's anywhere you put this is where you put it. Like if they're like, hey, we want a running event when they run outside, they run the whole landscape of the property, which is essentially what they did. Maybe that was a parameter, and say, hey, you have to get this in there. We want the fans to be able to see them run outside. We want the people to be able to line the street, whatever. This is where you put it. They put it in the right spot if they needed to put it somewhere.
I'd like to have seen it as the final event.
Wad Zombie, sorry I'm late. What's the consensus? Did this shit suck or what?
I don't see that.
You can scroll up a bit.
Oh yeah. So these guys were worked after that first. I mean, this and in that respect, is that what you mean by it was brave of Matt to put it in there? Like this is a Punisher.
No, I just think it's put in the right spot if you put it anywhere.
Okay.
They need to feel it the rest of the weekend.
Overall, I don't like it. And I also don't really like the dumbbell squat toe to bar couplet. I just think, again, it's bland. It's so bland. There's no creativity.
So Taylor, you give this a thumbs down?
Yeah.
And JR, what do you give this?
I give it a thumb sideways. It's fine. It's fine. But once we start talking about what precedes it,
it's not fine.
You run into a situation where you're going overhead 3 workouts in a row. That is something that whoever programmed this, whoever the individual or the team was, like the sport is overhead. And a lot of people will say, well, that doesn't matter, dude. It doesn't matter if you go overhead 3 workouts in a row. If you do 1 overhead stability test, if you do 1 gymnastics overhead test, and you do 1 pressing movement, that doesn't matter. But some people think it does matter.
I think it also matters to a degree. I agree.
So what do we think about?
It's a little redundant to go overhead 3 workouts in a row.
So we go from workout 1, 6 to 8 minutes. Now we're going to go to workout 2, which is 3 to 5 minutes.
Right.
And what do you guys think about this? 30 toes to bar.
It's not enough room for separation with these level of athletes, in my opinion. Same thing with the 2K run on its own. I mean, I guess
that's a great point. I think that's a great point we could have put into what makes a good programmed event at a semifinal level.
Separation.
You need, not only do you need separation in time domains, but you need separation within workouts of those time domains. I for sure think that there should be 1 or 2 workouts where seconds matter. And if you
what would you do? Just increase the weight of the dumbbell? Just make the dumbbell 40 pounds?
Make it ascending instead of descending.
What's the difference?
Ascending workout
when you're fatigued and not when you're fresh.
Yeah, ascending is way fucking harder. And to credit, descending rep scheme is at the meat of CrossFit. It keeps the intensity in the workout high, and that's great, especially for a training stimulus. In training, you want to make it as easy on yourself as possible to get maximum intensity, but this is testing, not training.
What's better for the spectator piece to see this ascending or descending?
Descending. Descending.
Because the whole field is always moving.
Yeah, because when you get to that last round, you're not wondering who's going to break up the set of 30, 15, 10, 5. You just know that, oh, no one's breaking this set of 10. So I know this person's probably about to win.
And going back again, sorry to ask this question again, but what would you do to get that separation if you were going to keep this exact same workout? It looks like the only thing you could do is increase the weight of the dumbbell.
You could make it a dumbbell squat snatch.
If you kept the volume the same and you kept the movements the same altogether, you could either make there'd be less rounds. So you do like 2 rounds of 30 and 30 for time.
Mhm.
3 rounds of 20-20. Maybe the last round gets difficult, but this level of competitor toward the top, no one's even thinking about breaking that up. So maybe 2 rounds of 30-30, or you just go 60-60 for time.
Yeah.
So if you kept the volume and you kept the movements, that's probably how you create more separation.
60-60 for time would be a lot of separation. I think ascending as well, or back to the original point, 2K run right into 30-20-10. With it being 2 scores. 2K is your first score. Like the marathon row they did when Jason Kalipa won the 2K. It was 2K for time, and then he fucking won the marathon row.
half, right?
Half marathon, sorry.
What's going to happen here as we get each workout is going to be under more and more scrutiny because it's based on the workouts that came before it. As JR and Taylor were both saying, 2,000 meter run might be okay, but you better have something to fucking balance it out as we go on. And that you basically that's for every workout as they the window for what's acceptable as a good workout narrows. Each workout we add to the pile.
All right, let's move on. This next one's crazy.
Okay. Good crazy or bad crazy?
Well, I really wish the event was broadcast because I cannot believe until I see it with my own fucking eyeballs that it's one set of 25 double unders. I just don't. I have a really hard time believing that. But that's
was it a 75-pound rope?
Yeah, where they swing in a fucking chain. Do they tie a bunch of horse dicks together and fucking jump over them?
How many? Oh, is it 25 heavy dubs and then 4 cleans, then 25 heavy?
There's 25 heavy dubs, then 4, then 3, then 2, then 1, then run across the finish line.
Wait, are all the but the cleans were different weights.
Yeah, they ascended, but still to a weight. To me,
roughly for males, 230 to 300.
Yeah,
those are
not
kilograms.
Separation at that level. Everybody's powering that, or should be, or at least, yeah. The best athletes are all powering that, and it's all fast.
Okay, so all right. So I was gonna say, all right. So let's look at it from the positive side. We just got through with the CrossFit Games that valued execution and not making a mistake more than any other CrossFit Games ever. So if you had one trip up on the double under, that was a spot. If you got no rep for not standing up a clean all the way, which happened a lot, you missed out on spots.
Which is stupid.
If you rested 1,000 too long on the last barbell, it cost you a spot or two. So from that standpoint, we'll look at it. Okay, maybe that was the point. Again, we would love to know that. It would be sweet to know, yeah, man, I knew it was kind of light. I just wanted to make it light to see people go as fast as possible. But I want to present the argument to Taylor, like I talked about earlier. Maybe Matt submits this, or Jake submits this, or Harry submits this, and it goes, yeah, man, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. 10 cleans. We're going 250 to 350, baby. And they say, oh, nah, man, I don't think anyone's going to get – I don't think many people but the top 5 or top 10 are going to make it to that second to last barbell. You're going to have to make it lighter.
Timeout. So Brian –
The field is 80. The field is 80 deep.
I spoke with Brian, and he said to me, or the conversation we have was – there was something along the lines that he was led to believe it was one set of 25 double unders into 4, 3, 2, 1 cleans, and Zelos Games is reporting that they had to move the rope each round, and it was in between each set.
And if that's true, that's the way I read it initially, and it still
same.
That makes sense to me to do 100.
Makes way more sense, and I like it better. But
I would still contend that the weight's probably not heavy enough. Taylor, what's
not heavy enough? Yeah, at all. I don't think. Yeah.
So justify it for me. Why did they pick this weight?
To make it fast, need for speed, the workout's name is.
They want to value execution, and they want it to be an all-out sprint. That's the only thing I can think of.
Okay, Zealous Games was there. So, okay. Well, that's a good point. And herein lies another issue of not having a broadcast. We're having to wait for someone in the comments to tell us how the workout happened rather than being able to go back and watch it, which is just tough for an event that's giving away $30K to the winner to not have a broadcast is crazy.
Why didn't they have a broadcast? Do we know?
That why definitely wasn't. I don't know if they paid Matt a sale price. Maybe they can't afford a broadcast.
Do you know what we did at the 2008 CrossFit Games? Carrie and I started 2 Twitter accounts. And because there was no video then. And so we were just constantly reporting on Twitter, just updating on Twitter. They could have, and I don't know if you guys saw Dave Castro's YouTube page today, but he had athletes. He had Jorge Hernandez and a couple other people at the
Fernandez.
What did I say? Fernandez, whatever, same thing. And they were doing events from the 2008 CrossFit Games, and he was posting them on YouTube in real time. They could have easily have done that, right?
Yeah, they didn't.
And then you see, and this isn't a dig. I just not sure what happens. You see the Dubai Fitness Championship, and they didn't have anyone covering. They only had Tommy Marquez there with a cell phone going live to Instagram for the first event that was inside the ski center in the desert.
But they
It's
still,
weird.
yeah, that's weird. But at least you still got to see it.
Right. Okay. And kudos to them. There was no one, not the Madrid Championships. There was no one even there, just doing it with from their live Instagram.
For whatever reason, it strikes me as it wasn't allowed. I mean, why not have an event that big, giving away that much money with that caliber of athlete? People want to watch Lazar Jukic compete and Travis Mayer. So it's just correct. Sharonki making a comeback, Emma Tall, Emma McQuaid, all those athletes. Fuck yeah, people want to watch that. So it's just it's suspicious to me why they could possibly.
And why would sponsors want to be on board?
Oh my god. Well,
They got them in spades.
Yeah,
and you live forever on YouTube.
Yeah, but you're right, you do. But foot traffic is huge. But yeah, you do live forever on YouTube.
Elijah Muhammad took first place in event number 3 with the heavy double unders. And the cleans, no surprise. That was easy weight for him, and he's the guy can jump. I mean, double unders are nothing for him.
Yeah, and once again, maybe the intent and the stimulus was about a 2-minute test, and if that was, they nailed it. They got the weights exactly right. We'll get to these next workouts, but there isn't a traditional heavy workout, but there are heavy implements like. Maybe the 185 overhead walking lunge was really hard for some people. Maybe the yoke was the heavy workout. And hey, that's your heavy right there, the yoke. That was supposed to be the heavy workout, not the cleans.
This is Tyler, made I believe Jason T. Watkins is Tyler, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he makes a good point. Think about the equipment required for that many athletes to compete. And they're probably we can't do 315, Matt. There's too many people.
Wow, Matt's getting off the hook. I like it. We're at a 6 minute. We're at a 6 to 8 minute time domain, 3 to 5 minute time domain, and now a 2 to 4 minute time domain. So we see this pattern: shorter. These are basically we've seen three sprints in the first 3 workouts. Should we move to workout 4?
Yeah, let's go.
Okay.
30 deficit handstand push-ups, 20 sandbag cleans, 25 carries. 25 deficit handstand push-ups, 15 sandbag clean, 25 meter carry. 20 deficit handstand push-up, 10 sandbag clean, 25 meter carry. First thing I want to point out, this is now the 3rd workout with the descending rep scheme. 30, 20, 10, round 2. 4, 3, 2, 1, need for speed. 30, 25, 20, 20, 15, 10. Not the worst thing in the world, but just like you said, the margin for what's acceptable narrows as the workouts go, and the variance and the creativity is just a little bland, vanilla.
And this is the longest workout, 8 to 12 minutes.
Yeah, but key. I mean, I really think the key word is 8 minutes there. Like fuck, 60 to 80 don't matter.
What was this one called again? Need for Speed?
Atocha. This next one is called
Okay.
Atocha.
Okay. Fastest time was 10:20. Martin.
And the women?
Second place was, I just got to try to say this dude's name.
Anal? Is that anal?
No, it's not anal. Haziel Suarez Hernandez. Wow. That's a lot of A's. And for the females, we will go to Atocha and Emma Tall, 819.
Flying. She's fit.
Yeah.
think
Thoughts
it's
on this thoughts on this workout, JR?
I really like the workout. I really like it.
By
Here
itself.
comes the shit sandwich. Here comes the shit
like-
sandwich. There's their top piece of bread. Now here comes the shit schmear.
I really like the volume, 45 cleans.
Oh,
I
two
really like the
pieces of bread.
volume, 75 deficit, 6-inch, 4-inch. I really, really like the carry being involved. I think horizontal displacement is one of those, or just carries or sled work is one of those things where you're moving something that gets overlooked a ton. And I also think it's very hard to do in programming for most competitions because of equipment and the space required. But I really like the carry here. To Taylor's point, the descending rep scheme again, I think you make this 3 rounds for time of 25 and 15 with a carry after each round, and it's freaking amazing.
And you look at JR's event from last year, and he's got a workout. His first workout is – they must be watching your shit, man. Anyways, his first workout is 3 rounds, 16 sandbag squats, carry the sandbag, 8 parallel handstand push-ups to full depth, carry the sandbag back, which is a sick workout.
Say what you think the workout should be again, JR. 25 handstand push-ups, 15
cleans, 3 rounds,
sandbag, 3 rounds, and then with what?
A carry in between.
Yeah, I mean, I really like for the floor, if it's possible, and it may not have been, to start on the end of the lane opposite where you're doing your handstand push-ups. You clean, you carry, you drop. You handstand push-up, you carry back, you clean. You carry back, you drop. You do the handstand. And
it also it increases the room for separation for better athletes too. Again, with the descending rep scheme is great in training. It's great in training because when you're training 6 to 8 hours a day, which I'm sure at his best Matt was, you want as much opportunity to get cheap and easy intensity as possible. And a descending rep scheme is the best way to do it, or single modality.
I'd like to throw my hat in this one too. I'll go with the 25. I'll go with the 40 meter sandbag carry across the stadium. Do the 3 rounds of the couplet and carry the bag back 40 rounds, 40 meters. So you only carry the bag twice, but you race at the end. Just carry. You only carry the bag twice.
I like in between, like with JR, because carrying that in between rounds just spikes your heart rate so much, especially if it's a bear hug. It is so hard.
Same sandbag. That's the one they carry.
Yeah. Yep. Presumably, we don't know. There wasn't broadcasted.
Yeah. And I mean, you have some of the best in the world there, and the juxtaposition in winning times from male to female. I don't think that's because of the deficit on the handstand push-up. I think it's time to just uniformly, Boz, if you're listening, 150, 120 from now on. 150.
Yeah. The one.
I mean, it is a toy.
That's the most arrogant thing JR's ever said on the show.
It is a toy. It is a toy for the females. They're like, oh, watch, I'm gonna go 20 touch and go right here. And no dude is even thinking about that.
Yeah, it is a huge difference. It would be like 135-65.
The
fuck.
Someone needs to just put that in a loop. That would make JR feel so uncomfortable. Someone take that where he goes.
Jen McDonald's watching. She's got it.
Just take that line where he goes, Boz, if you're listening, for now on, 150, 120. Boz. Test. Is this mic on? Boz. For now on. Wow. Hold. Are you drinking a Bang over there, JR? What's up?
That's another thing Tyler puts in the comments. I experienced this at Crucible last year. He goes, I'd hate to be in that last heat after everyone is sweat all over that sandbag. We did that workout last year was like 6 minutes, 7 minutes. And by the time, I think this is on video, but by the time I get that workout, the sandbag in my lane was soaking wet. And I asked JR if I could take chalk onto the turf, and I literally painted that red sandbag white.
Is it canvas? Does it make it more slippery, or
it doesn't make it, I guess, not necessarily that much more slippery, but it's just soaking wet. It's just weird. It's like, why am I lifting an extra 5 pounds of this Dude, sweat.
Yeah, Jason Hopper's sweat.
But does he?
Yeah, but 5 pounds of Badussy. Are we getting concerned here? We're halfway through the workout.
It's just I think through the event. I mean, look, all of this is CrossFit. I'm going to go back on my earlier statement. All of the workouts by themselves are good, but to this point, they've kind of painted themselves into a box. 30 20 10 30 20 10 4 3 2 1 30 25 20 20 15 10. It's like the same, and it's going to keep continuing to be the same in the next event.
And if I look at the workouts right now at this point, and I look at these 4, this is what I'm saying to myself. Thumbs up, 2. Classic CrossFit couplets. There's 3 of them so far. The movement combinations are good, right? The dumbbell overhead squat and the toes to bar is midline. There's a lot of shoulder fatigue here in this workout. And then there's a sprint with grip being a limiting factor in the clean double under workout. I see 3 different weightlifting implements, which is a huge thumbs up. There's a dumbbell in the second workout. Then there's a barbell. Now there's a sandbag. That's all great. The only thing I'm thinking right now when I look at the workouts are, no pulling yet. Nothing over 10 to 12 minutes yet. That's what's going on through my head if I'm just looking at it event by event at this point.
Four events gone and nothing in a long time domain and no pulling.
No pulling, and people are going to be like, oh, there's toes to bar, but toes to bar is hanging, and we wouldn't consider it pulling. There are athletes who suck at upper body pulling who are great at toes to bar. That's a grip thing. So we're just not going to.
And I mean, this is a little more nitty gritty, but I'm also counting movement patterns. So at this point, it's safe to say that most of those athletes did not full clean the barbell. So at this point, you have 2 hinges from the floor. You have a sandbag clean and a barbell clean. So if I see a clean again, that's going to be a huge red flag.
I think twice back to back, even if it's different implements, to me is not a huge red flag, but it's like, where's the creativity? Could it not have been a snatch?
Right. You have 1 squat so far. So my eyes are definitely looking for another squatting movement in an 8 competition workout. And then, again, like we already talked about, something long and some more upper body pulling.
A lot.
Okay, so you're gonna get something you like here. You're gonna get at least. We're
not really gonna call ring muscle ups upper body pulling.
No, we're not.
Let's just go there.
Yeah, I mean, me and JR both really agree with this, and that is when athletes fail.
Well, let me say this. You get. I'm gonna cheat a little bit. You get ring muscle ups, and then you get rope climbs. But go on. Let's go back to the ring muscle ups.
Well, just think the best athletes in the world don't fail ring muscle ups on the turnover to the rings. They fail it in the dip.
Fair.
And in comparison, most athletes don't fail a bar muscle up ever because of the dip. They just fail it because they can't get up and over the bar anymore.
Yeah, it's a pull.
So I would consider that more of a pull.
Yeah.
So we're at workout number 5, 15 ring muscle ups, 40 wall balls, handstand walk,
ramp down and back, handstand obstacle down and back,
and then we go descending. 12 ring muscle ups, 30 wall balls, 9 ring muscle ups, 12 wall balls, always finished with a handstand walk.
So 15 12 9 on the ring muscle up, 40 30 20 on the wall ball. Again with the descending rep scheme, again by itself, killer workout. To me, I just like creativity. I like looking at as an athlete that has to complete them. I like looking at a workout and being like, fuck, that looks cool. Or, like my eyes get wide and I'm like, whoa, that looks fun to do. By itself, it looks fun to do. As the 5th event of the weekend, after 4 other descending rep scheme workouts, I'm like, wow, here we go. Same fucking workout again, just different movements.
Wow. Really? That's how you see that?
Yeah, that's just my opinion. Let's be clear about that. It's just my opinion. But yeah, I would look at that and be like, damn.
But I kind of see exactly what you're saying. That last workout we were talking about was a couplet with then a sandbag carry, and this is a couplet with a handstand walk.
This is a triplet.
You could say this is a triplet too.
You could call both of them triplets. You could call both of them triplets. You could only call one of them a couplet, in my opinion. I get what JR is saying, but no, it's to me, where you were going, Sevan, correct. It looks like the same workout, different movements. You have 30, 25, 20, 20, 15, 10. Now you've got 15, 12, 9, 40, 30, 20 with something different in the middle between implements. It's essentially the same workout, just with different movements. It's the same exact format with just different movements, which in 15 events, and one's the first event of the weekend and the other's the 11th, cool. In 8 events across 3 days and their workouts next to each other, I don't like it personally.
This is the 6th event we're looking at.
This is the 5th event. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, 5th.
And Emma McQuaid won this in the female, and in the male, it was
Anal. I like saying that guy's name.
who doesn't?
Sorry.
Lazar Jukic.
Wow. Imagine that. It's a great workout.
JR, so JR, do you want to push back on that at all? Or is there a consensus here?
Well, I don't know if I want to push back. I want to applaud HWPO for a couple things here. The ramp started in 2018 at regionals. There was a workout. I believe that this is a homage to that workout that Dave made. It was what I think is the most varied and well-programmed regional ever. Started with the 333s, then Linda, then this gymnastics test. And it was 9 ring muscle ups every round, handstand walk, pistols, handstand walk back. It is eerily similar. The only difference is the type of squat. The squats went 36, 45, 54 on the pistols.
Ascended.
This is a descending rep scheme. That was an ascending rep scheme. So I want to commend them for putting the obstacle in a competition, not at the CrossFit Games. It has been since 2018 that we've seen it at any level other than the Games. And at the Games, it's just gotten harder and harder.
Wadapalooza.
Right. I'm saying that CrossFit has programmed.
Oh,
the
okay,
only other time I've seen it, other than at my competition, is at Wadapalooza when they did it with a snatch ladder that was really, really, really cool.
Awesome.
But I think it's awesome. I think Rooster, this company, I don't know if they sponsored this workout, but I know that they supplied equipment. And someone just texted me and said, hey, the athlete said that this obstacle actually felt a lot different than the AAI ones that they use at the CrossFit level competitions, that the incline was steeper and it was squishier. So, I mean, that's cool to know stuff like that too. So maybe people struggled with it a little bit more than the traditional ramp. I just think it's great that instead of just programming a 100-foot handstand walk in between or after the wall balls and the muscle ups, that they brought this out and used it. This is not something that a lot of people in your gym can't do.
Which, yeah, it's also, to me, kind of like the argument of let's keep the workouts a little more vanilla so that the people can finish them and not sign up next year. I feel like this workout is kind of maybe speaks opposite to that.
Sure. Yeah, this is by far the highest skill that we see. Yeah. I guess you could argue the parallel because there's 75 repetitions,
but it's such a shallow
deficit. Yeah, I don't think you can. I think this movement is the most high skill movement of the competition.
Yeah, without a doubt.
I want to see this thing. Is this it right here? This soft fence?
No way. It's that they had to climb over an ab mat.
I
like it. Did you call them Rooster?
I think that's the company. I would think it's
Ruster.
Like
yeah,
with a tap R, not a trill.
I liked it better the way calling it Rooster. If their name's not Rooster, they need to change it. Okay. Here we go. 5 workouts done. Are we feeling any balance to that outlier, that 2K run yet? Is anything making us think, okay, that's been softened a little bit? We're getting some.
For the outlier of the 2K, well, I think let's go back and probably, I don't know. I like to think what JR's guess about them saying, hey, we've got another workout sponsor. We need to split these 2 first workouts up and make them separate. I don't know. I mean, this is a good workout. We'll get to the end, but I didn't like the dumbbell thrusters where they were placed. And I thought that if the dumbbell thrusters were placed in this workout instead of the wall ball, and if the wall ball was placed differently in the final workout, you wouldn't have had the issue with Anal doing none of his dumbbell thruster reps.
Wait, where's the dumb? Oh, in the final event, the dumbbell
in the
thrusters.
final event. I would have liked this workout better if it was kind of similar to the way JR said 3 rounds for the last workout, where if this was 3 rounds of 15 ring muscle ups, handstand walk ramp down, 15 thrusters, handstand ramp walk back. Again, that's a lot of pressing, but yeah, the wall ball in that volume is a lot of overhead pressing too. It's a lot of shoulder. That workout's not a squat issue for the athletes with the wall ball.
Wait, what workout is on? Where did you go, Taylor? What workout are you on?
Rings in the ramp. I'm talking about rings in the ramp and how I would have liked it differently.
Okay.
And Taylor, I just got some more information from a very reliable source that was in Madrid to my point of trying to program for maybe the bottom half of the athletes just as much as the top half. About 50 of the 70 athletes didn't get more than 1 walk across the ramp obstacle.
Yeah, that's embarrassing. And here's the thing about that. The core CrossFit methodology is program for the best and scale for the rest. And that's not shit talking scaling. It's that if you don't program the standard, the group is never going to reach the standard. You're keeping all of these unfit people who can't do a handstand ramp. If you don't include it, they're never going to be able to do it. But now that 50 of them failed, they're like, fuck, they're going to their gym owners like, we need a ramp in the gym. And they're going to get fitter for it.
So here's my question for you. Here's my question for you. And it's a little bit longer winded. Let's just say you're SMTP, right?
Yep.
So, you're in the same position as HWPO. You love to program. I would argue at this point, HWPO has more steam in the programming department as any of the other companies do. CompTrain, Mayhem, Invictus.
Definitely got more steam than CompTrain.
Okay. So that's what you've got going on. And someone comes to you and they say, hey, dude, we want you to program this event. You're like, really? You want me to program it? Dude, what an honor. I would love to do that. Cool. And you send them the workouts. They're like, dude, I'm sorry, but like, are you programming these for games athletes? And you say, well, yeah, you're going to have the games athletes coming, right? Program for the best, scale for the rest. And they're like, yeah, well, you can leave the obstacle in there because it's cool. And we actually have a equipment supplier that makes those. And I would think they would love to showcase them and sell them after the event to make money, Taylor. But that clean ladder, a little bit too heavy. That workout.
This is what I'm telling them.
Wait a minute. That workout with the legless rope climbs, let's just make those regular rope climbs. So I'm just giving you a scenario that you're in their position. Do you tell them thanks, but no thanks? I don't want the money. Or do you acquiesce and say, okay, I think I can make them a little bit more accessible?
I think they probably paid him. Then he sent them the workouts and they're like, nah, scratch this. And they're like, he's probably thinking, fuck that. And then they're probably thinking, yeah, but we already paid you. I don't know. I mean, look.
Hey, he's not gonna let them say that they're HWPO workouts if they're not HWP workout. PO.
Exactly. I agree.
He's gonna send the money back. But I mean, what JR is saying sounds like how the conversation it happens no matter what. Let's say it was the other way around. Hey guys, we have a lot of heavy hitters here. We need to make everything heavier. Like you have to assume that what JR is saying is true on some level. What JR is saying is true. They did have a conversation. He didn't just hand them the workouts and they're like, thank you. And then it went straight to print. That can't be, can it?
And this is why that
doesn't even happen at the games. That doesn't even happen at the games. Dave or Adrian don't just be like, here's the workouts and it goes to print. Even shit gets changed after that.
Yes, but they don't get changed for the worse at the games. Like, and that's why I think that's why I think events.
Look at the word you chose. Worse though is based on just like you saying that it's not at the highest level.
It's my opinion. Right. I think.
But worse, you just mean too light, too easy.
Too easy. I think, in my opinion, the best competitions are run and programmed by the same people. And you don't have these group of organizers putting handcuffs on the person who's doing the programming. Look at JR's events.
So then where do people go for bitch programming?
Where do they go for
bitches at my event? Who should I choose? Oh, bitchprogramming.com. Perfect. I mean, like, right? I mean, where do you go then?
There are athletes that do that. There are athletes that go around to their, next local competition that's programming fucking single unders and kettlebell swings. And
I'm gonna get
That's
so
what
much
they're
trouble
doing.
for saying this. We won an event where there are no winners. This is streetparking.com, where we love everyone and we just want everyone to get fit.
I don't even know what you're alluding to.
Just street parking is just like their whole thing is that like go out there and have fun.
Nah, fuck that. I'm competitive.
Right. And that's what I'm saying. But what JR is saying is like,
I just think that if we go back to how we started the conversation about what the goal is, hey, this is what we're trying to do here. We're trying to take over. We're trying to, in the first year, not scare everyone away and not program workouts that, hey, man, yeah, they take 80 people, but you're basically just giving them money to pay the podium winners, because if you finish 60 to
but this
80,
isn't the
you're not
first
even-
year though, JR.
No.
This isn't the first year.
That's what
I
I'm
also
saying,
want to
like,
address. Go ahead.
well, it could be the first year of these people programming it. So do you want to scare everyone away and just be like, oh yeah, the workouts are only for games level athletes. I'm never going to make the games, but I still want to do this competition.
No,
There's a
but
fine line there. So
you can have great workouts. You can have, but you can have creative. This is just one negative aspect of the workouts.
Well, the
We're
torque
not
tank
even
at the end
talking
was a
about.
major
We're not even
fuck up.
talking about the fact that 5 of them are basically the same style of workout with the descending rep scheme. I also want to address Edward Payne.
Oh, that means we won that argument, JR, just there. We won. He pivoted. Did you see that? We
Word.
won.
Okay.
He
No,
pivoted.
yeah, you guys won. I want to address Edward Payne. Payne said he commented, "Can't ramp walk equals unfit." I speak in extremes, Edward. It's part of my personality.
It's and he's not saying that you're unfit. He's just saying that,
Program
Is
for
it
the
a
best,
neat-
scale for the rest.
yeah, is it an elite event or not? Like the rest of those fuckers should be doing bear walks. Bear crawls.
I did. Oh my God, dude. On my program, we did this workout at Hobart. And I got to talk about this for a second.
Please.
Austin Maliolo and James Hobart. Shout out to these guys. Back when they had the hand plan. Tested a workout for a hero, Alwyn Cash. He had his Silver Star, I believe, upgraded to a posthumous Medal of Honor. Crazy story. Guy basically saved like 6 people out of a burning Bradley fighting vehicle in Iraq as he was engulfed in flames. Like he's on fucking fire, dragging people out of this burning.
What's his name?
Alwyn Cash, ALWYN CASHE. Anyways, they tested this workout and he posted it on his Instagram. And I saw this workout, and the day after I saw him post it, I'm like, I'm fucking doing that. And I texted my coach. My coach was like, no, let's not do that. And I was like, nah, fuck that. I'm doing it. And the workout was 1 mile run, 400-meter bear crawl, 100 burpees, 400-meter bear crawl, 1 mile run in a vest. One of the most savage fucking workouts. So savage. So just to emphasize, you can fuck people up with the bear crawl. I love bear crawling. Awesome.
Do you throw
workout.
that vest away when you're done with that workout?
Dude, I finished that workout and pissed myself.
Literally?
No, not literally, but it was bad. It was gnarly. The vest with the bear crawl is one of the hardest things I've ever done. I did it last weekend without the vest. I just started running again, so I'm like, I'm not running with a vest. And it was still hard. But the vest, with a vest, it's fucking insane. Anyways, moving on.
The Madrid CrossFit Championships, brought to you by Rooster. Created to push your limits.
Rooster.
Roostergymnastics.com. Workout number
7.
7.
6. 6.
6. 7 rope climbs, 400 or 500 meters on the true form. That's that.
I don't get that either.
That's that machine where it's a treadmill, but it doesn't have power. You power it. And then 12 meters. What is that? 40 feet overhead lunge.
If I'm a lady, I'm insulted that I'm running 100 meters less than the true form. What's the point?
Yeah. What is the point of that?
Yeah, you could put more weight into the belt and pull it easier with more weight. That's the argument. I'm not saying I agree with it. That's the argument.
Do you agree with it?
Wait,
No.
what do you mean put more
Okay,
weight in the
says
belt?
no.
It's running.
Yeah, but the bigger
You're
you
pulling
are,
it. You're still pulling it with your
yeah,
body.
especially a true
Oh.
form. There's like a little resistance in the true forms, and the bigger you are and the longer your stride is, the more advantage you have.
Sixth workout. You guys happy with it? Now we're getting some pulling. JR wanted some pulling. We got 7 rope climbs,
That's not enough pulling.
and it needs to be legless to make JR happy.
No,
I like the workout
No.
like this.
no, that's not. Yeah, that's not true. We haven't seen all the workouts yet. We don't know if there's another higher level upper body pull yet. What's going on through my head though, when I look at this along with the other workouts is, okay, so this is a mini chipper. Is this the chipper? Is there another chipper? Is the other chipper long? Is there still a long workout coming? That's what's going on through my head.
This is a 4 to 5 minute workout. This is really short.
So short. I like it better if it's 3 legless, 4 regular, 500-meter true form, 60-foot lunge. And then it's all numbers pretty for JR.
3 rounds.
No, 1 round. 3 legless rope climbs.
Why not 3 rounds? We need something that's 20 minutes long. 3 rounds.
They castrated Matthew Frazier. How can he fucking program a good event when you cut his dick off?
Right. All right. They gave him a clock that only goes to 14 minutes.
Jeez,
stopwatch. All right. Is that how you're going to defend him too, JR? Like, why isn't this 3 rounds? Why aren't we going for a 20-minute workout?
No, I don't think this is the one that has to be long. I just think there should be.
Well, we're running out of time here. We only have 2 workouts left.
Okay, well, spoiler alert. There's not a long workout. They didn't let him program a long workout.
Yeah, I will say it's worth noting too that we have 40 feet, 40-ish, 45 feet overhead walking lunge for the meters people, with about 185, 135. So after running hard, yeah, that's going to hurt. And people that don't have good overhead stability, maybe they can't do that fast and unbroken. But it's worth noting too, just to look and see what we've done so far. We've done handstand push-ups. We've done handstand walking over an obstacle. We've done overhead lunge. We've done dumbbell overhead squat, which is also an overhead stability test. So if we're looking at movement patterns and redundancy in movement patterns, we're seeing a lot of overhead in the competition. Again, maybe just the style of HWPO that it's going to be overhead, a lot of overhead. But it's just a thought going on through my head.
Yeah, I like overhead. I don't mind the overhead. I love overhead. I also don't mind the redundancy of it. I think kind of like the 2017 CrossFit Games and how much squatting there was. Like when you look at it, it's like, that's a lot of squatting, but it's still a good test. That year was just squat heavy. This guy also, Jesse Mosqueda, says we're obsessed with pulling. And let me just tell you, it's really fucking important to be able to pull your body weight. Body weight pulling is important. It's like running. Look at monkeys.
This is something I always push back on people too. And they say, you have a lot of upper body pulling, but you don't have a lot of upper body pushing. Why? Well, because by design of weightlifting, snatch and clean and jerk, you go overhead loaded. So you do push presses, you do push jerks, you do clean and jerks, you do snatches. You don't do upper body pulling movements with a barbell. That's why. That's why you make sure that you program enough upper body pulling.
You do that once, sumo deadlift high pull, and people don't do that anyway. So it's, that's why you program a lot of upper body pulling, but also because climbing is a fucking fundamental part of being a human being. We're not meant to sit in a chair behind a computer and talk about workouts. We're meant to go climb and run and swim and do shit.
Let me go back to that for a second. When you said, Jared, you're saying that a deadlift, a clean, a snatch is not upper body pulling?
No,
Negative.
It's a lower body pull.
Lower body pulling.
Your arms are straight in those movements through the pull, meaning
lower body pulling.
Meaning the pull is driven from the hips.
If
you think about a snatch, and your arms are straight.
Right.
If you go through and you just list all the CrossFit movements, Sevan, you're going to list way more presses than you are pulls.
Right.
Because you're going to be able to list a lot of movements that can be done with dumbbells, with a barbell, with a kettlebell, whatever, that are all pressing. And you're not going to probably say gorilla rows or bent over pin lay rows because those are never programmed in competition.
Ever.
Fair. I do want to say this just from the layman's perspective. The 3 coolest things that happen inside of a CrossFit gym are, and probably in this order, is someone getting their first pull up who never thought they'd get a pull up in their life. Someone deadlifting, 135 or 225 or for the first time. You get someone in there and they finally get to put the 45s or 245s on. And then the third thing is when someone fucking gets a double under who's been in the gym for 5 years. These basic things, and when someone can finally pull I know I'm just way off subject because we're talking about elite people, but when someone can finally do a pull-up, their whole fucking life changes.
It's
Their
massive.
whole life changes. I never climbed a tree in my life until I got a pull-up. And as soon as I could climb a tree, do a pull-up, I lived in trees for years. I climbed every tree I fucking saw.
Heidi, shut up.
She's still talking about JR. Flying is important too. Oh, okay. That's my horse. Adrian, listen up. 150, 120 from here on out. Sandbags. Listen. Pay attention.
All right, let's go on the next workout.
Okay. I'm getting a little nervous. So the two big things that we still have not seen, the pulling we want to see, and we haven't seen anything to balance out this 2K.
We also have still only seen
And you guys don't have any good excuses for that. You guys want to defend Matt to the death on the short time domains. I get it. There were 7,000 competitors. Okay, 500 teams. But we don't have an excuse for no pooling and in the 2K yet, right?
Maybe they only had one rig. I don't fucking know. But yeah, not a great excuse.
Okay, here we go. Yoke and roll. Workout number 7.
Not a big fan of the name too. No offense, but come on, yoke and roll.
60 cal row, 40 cal row for the women, then 4 rounds, 20 GHD sit-ups, 20 meter yoke carry. What was the weight of the yoke at the games for the men? 560? 560?
This looks to be around.
So.
This is around like a.
This is 500, right?
Yeah. So this is heavy. This is heavy, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
We're getting there. We're getting there. And this is good. This checks that box JR mentioned in the beginning for you must like the
I love his affinity for odd objects, or whoever it was that wrote
stimulus.
these
Number 3, stimulus. You like this movement selection, JR, right? We got row, GHD, and yoke carry. You like the stimulus, but time domain.
I do not like the first 2.5 to 3.5 minutes at all.
It's the same thing as round 1 and 2. You have a monostructural buy-in with now a gymnastic core movement and a weightlifting movement.
I just don't like that we're still doing buy-ins of machine when everyone knows that you can only mess up the workout by doing that at too fast of a pace.
Too fast.
And everyone just does it at a 1400 pace. And everyone's like, okay, cool, guys. So we're going to get off in about 2.5 to 3 minutes, and everyone's going to go to the GHD at the same time. Yep, that's what we're all going to do. Okay,
Unless you make it part of the score. Score 1, 60 row, score 2.
Or you put it at the end.
Yeah. Oh my God. That's
you
amazing.
do 4 rounds and then you end on the rower. Now,
beautiful.
For viewership experience, there's nothing worse than doing that. There's nothing worse than watching.
But wait, they put their hand up when they're
finish the workout on the machine, waiting on hands to go in the air. There's nothing worse. But for a stimulus and for a test, there's maybe nothing better. Remember the year in the open that you had the muscle ups, the wall balls, and the rowing, and you had to do it the way you wanted to do it. And a lot of people that were really successful finished on the row, and they just emptied the tank on the row. It is an exciting way to finish a workout from a pain tolerance standpoint, maybe not from a viewership standpoint. So to me, either you make the row part of the triplet, so you make it part of the 4 rounds, like 20 calories per round. That already makes you have to row a little bit harder. But if anything, you just don't put it as a buy-in, because at that point it's meaningless. Look at Jackie. Boz made it certain paces so that everyone couldn't game it.
And let's just look at one more thing. Go back to round
I see what you're saying. For those of you, sorry, real quick. For those of you who don't know, Jackie, he's referring to Jackie in the games this year. And if you didn't do the rower in a certain amount of time, the workout was over for you. And that actually did happen to Rebecca Fuselier and Christy Aramo O'Connell. Right. Wow. Okay. I like it. What about this? Taylor, don't forget what you're going to say. What about this? Okay. No, I won't forget what I'm going to say. Go ahead, Taylor.
Scroll up to round 1 and round 2. They were back-to-back workouts, allegedly. 2K run, then ... 30, 20, 10, total bar, dumbbell, overhead squat. Now scroll back to yoke and roll.
Oh shit.
60, 40 calorie row, then 4 rounds for time, GHD sit up, yoke carry. So you got, I mean, it's just,
There's
it's
something
so,
I'm starting to feel like this is lazy programming.
it's just so similar. It's so similar.
So we're lacking the creativity.
Let's just do 5, 21, 15, 9s.
What about this? What Jesse Mosqueda is saying? We got some pulling. Is rowing upper body pulling since
No,
I mean lower body pulling
no,
since you open the hip?
I don't think you can ever put rowing or skiing within a workout into the category of, well, there's your pulling right there.
Yeah,
Because you
Yeah.
get an advantage for being heavier and bigger on a row and a ski erg, and you get punished on a legless rope climb or a strict pull up or a pegboard if you're heavier. So different.
Thanks for letting me read that and getting my shit torn up, Jesse. Thank you. Okay, but we do like the movement, GHD, and we do like the yoke carry. We're happy to see these. Welcome to the club, guys.
By itself, cool.
I love that combination. I think
Yeah.
it's an awesome midline
time.
test. I think if you just did 5 rounds of 20-20, that's a great workout on its own.
Do you think
Better-
it's a
better
great
than-
workout in conjunction with the other 7 and in conjunction with the 30, 20, 10 midline test?
Yeah, I don't think that this gives us much variance other than like a different kind of implement and a another form of horizontal displacement. Like you have the sandbag carry, you have the yoke carry, and then they'll do the sled at the end. So in that regard, I think it's great. But as far as fitting together to form a complete test, I don't.
Hey, what if we throw in for 4 rounds to make this one longer, because this one is a 7-minute time domain.
It's
What
not
if we
high
put
rep pulling either.
what if we do 20 toes to bar, 20 GHD sit up, 20 meter yoke carry, 4 rounds? Just really start attacking the midline even
I
more.
hope someone has the balls to do that. One of the really nasty workout is 3 rounds for time, 30 toes to bar, 30 GHD sit-ups. Nasty.
Another weird one that I don't know if a lot of people know, I'm sure you guys know, but when you start mixing GHD and ring muscle ups, some weird
GHD
shit.
ring muscle up, GHD bar facing burpee.
Yeah, some weird shit starts happening.
It was in the
Oh, yeah.
quarterfinals this year.
Hip flexors get all fucked up. It's fun to watch. Fun to do.
Okay, so this up till now, this is the worst workout we've seen.
No. Worse? God, no. It's just the totality, the context and the totality.
Relative to the other workouts.
Yeah.
But JR was pretty adamant about that's a good look for you, JR. Just cover your face and show your arms. JR really doesn't like that row at the beginning.
Yeah. I don't like it either.
Let's talk about this a second. We're 90 minutes in. Why can't someone just say to Matt, dude, awesome workout. Throw that rower in at the end, and it'll be a barn burner.
Who knows?
If I'm Matt, I'm going to push back and say, no, dude, that's going to be the most boring thing ever to watch.
Well, there's no fucking broadcast, so who cares?
So what you're saying is, and I agree with you. You're saying that 20 meter yoke carry at the end of the 4th round, people are going to be pushing it, and there's going to be tension there.
I don't know. I think it's
Right.
cool to watch. I think it's cool to watch Tim Paulson fucking go on the Echo bike. I think it'd be cool to see who's in pain and who's fucking selling out on the rower to win. You can still see the race there. Hook their screens up to the TV, and you can still see the race.
What? Let me challenge you guys with this. What would you? Let's take the row out. What would you put in there to finish it then as a race? What if the workout started 4 rounds, 20 GHD sit-ups, 20 meter yoke carry, and then 4 rounds of that, and then a race at the end? What would it be?
I like JR's. I like the row at the end.
No,
Personally.
JR's saying I don't think JR's 100% happy with that because of the spectator.
You can't lunge again. There's already been an overhead lunge, but that would be a really cool finish to that workout because of how midline focused it was.
Yeah, and I kind of like what we've been doing. We've been looking at the workouts and saying, okay, cool. Yeah, we like this, but this is maybe what we would tweak about it to make it the same or, to make it a little bit better. So just putting the row at the end or putting the row within the triplet and not just have it be. I don't think you just need to say the rower
Yeah.
doesn't need to be there at all. If the row needs to be in there, we can look at the MWG spread, but there's not like it's super heavy and monostructural. If the row's in there, great. But
20
I think
cal
at
row,
the end
4 rounds.
or in the middle is better.
What was the name of that workout?
Yoke
Yoke and roll.
How come I
Would've
can't
been-
find it here on the
Should have been yoke and row. And move the row to the end. Would have been cool.
Oh, here it is. Okay. Emma McQuaid won this 639. Then
No
Emma
surprise there.
Tall. Amy Kringle from the Isle of Man. Like to have her on the show. For the dudes. Hey, this show is now more than twice as long as how much time they spent exercising. They were on the floor for a total, according to this document, the men about 46 minutes and the women 50 minutes.
Wait.
Some guy named Jelly, Hosty Jelly, 636.
You
Travis
said
Mayers.
46 and 50.
640.
What are you talking about?
I'm looking at the winners of that event. Oh, so the totality. So the entire 8 events. I'm looking at the total minutes of this document you made. The women were about on the floor. About the most was 50 minutes, and the men 46 minutes. And this show already is 100 minutes. So we've doubled. The show's twice as long as the event.
Yeah, we're working way harder than them.
And finally,
The best event.
how come I can't get there? How come this workout is completely batshit crazy. Although it opens up. JR, are you immediately happy when you see the 50 chest to bar?
Yeah, for sure.
30 calories on the fan bike.
Not so happy.
20 double dumbbell thrusters.
They needed a heavier squat. So in that regard, I think that is good. But I'm not saying that's where the thrusters need to be or that I would have put the thrusters in this workout.
Is that a heavier thruster?
It's it's almost a 75 dumbbell.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 65. What I would have liked to see, and I was alluding to this earlier, I thought it would have been cooler had the workout been for the ring muscle up workout, 3 rounds, 15 ring muscle ups, handstand walk, 15 dumbbell thrusters. And then you put the thrusters in a place where the athletes aren't sprinting to such a degree that you have an athlete like Anal getting away with bullshit reps. You can't operate at that speed in the ring muscle up workout anyways. And you take the wall ball and you start this workout with 60 wall balls, 50 chest to bar, maybe 40 cal bike, and then 30 meter tank push, or 60 wall ball, 50 chest to bar, 40 meter tank push, 30 cal fan bike to finish.
Get him, Jesse. Upper pulling.
But it's not enough. It's not enough in the totality, Jesse, unfortunately.
Too little, too late, JR, on the pulling?
No, I think with 7 rope climbs being a set of 7, not just like 7 sprinkled throughout a workout, there's density there. I think starting the workout here with 50 for the level of athletes that we know were there is a good chunk. And then some are going to argue still, and you can argue that a ring muscle up is an upper body push plus pull or pull plus push, whatever. Again, I think the chest to bars are good here. I think they needed to be here. You still have some hanging with the 60 toes to bar, even though me and Taylor don't think of that as an upper body pulling movement. I don't think the workout, that the competition as a whole is lacking pulling movements. I would just say maybe that the types of movements are not something that we would put in there.
Volume or type.
Could you guys tell I just shut the door to my office?
Yeah, we heard it.
Could you hear the noises outside?
No.
My neighbors are having like movie night in their fucking backyard on like a giant projector. It's like someone was getting killed. It was crazy.
Oh shit! What movie are they watching?
I don't know, but I was like, "What the fuck is that?" I'm glad you guys didn't hear it. JR and Taylor versus Friendly. Where did Sevy go? I did. Okay. Fan bike. before I go to the fan bike, can we take out the torque tank and just what if we just had it finish with another 50 chest to bar pull-ups, or not even chest to bar, just 50 pull-ups?
And up and back would have been cool if the rig's advanced. I think they're looking for a race finish where you can visually see people push across the floor, but you don't get that from the tank because you don't get rewarded for pushing harder. You get punished. So why the fuck would people race on it?
There's two things I'm looking for. I'm looking for anyone healthy who's died from COVID and anyone in a competition event who is passed while pushing the torque tank. Has there ever been a change of position? Fucking nuts. In the 550 meter sprint at the CrossFit Games, there were change of positions. God, it's fucking so bad. Okay, fan bike. Let's go. You don't like the fan bike there, JR?
People that were at
that was
the
separator.
People that were at the competition have relayed information, so I don't know what to do but to trust what they say, that after the bike there was no separation. So essentially whoever could hammer the bike was the person that won the workout.
Yeah, whoever could go unbroken on the chest to bar and hold a hard pace on the bike, which is
I actually
maybe not even go unbroken. Yeah, you're right. Maybe not even go unbroken on the chest to bar.
Yeah, I mean, with the amount of work done on the bike, with the chest to bar coming first, I think it does balance it a little bit with that big chunk of 50. But I do still think that the bike mattered a lot in this workout. And maybe that was the intent. Remember, we have to say that what we think the workout looks like as far as balance standpoint, maybe the point wasn't balance. I didn't want balance. I just wanted the bike to determine who won. Yeah. And that's it. It was a race to the dumbbells, and no one should put down 20, do 10 advanced, then do 10 more, and then push the sled.
But it's tough. It's tough because if the fan bike is what matters in this workout, and the 2K run is what matters in that workout, and now you have two workouts where what really matters was the monostructural, and you've only got 8 events.
And why? And basically, the workout's even worse than I thought then, because the fourth movement, you already know whoever gets to that first is the winner. So, but now you're telling me that whoever got off the fan bike first is the winner. So as soon as the fan bike's done, you can just go out to the parking lot and get in your car and leave and miss the traffic.
Yeah. So this is what we talk about when we talk about something mattering more in a workout. I think it's important to explain. So when you look at this workout, you look at time per movement is what a lot of people will do. So 1 second a rep for the chest to bar. They're actually done faster than that by a lot of the elites, but let's just say 1 second per rep and you go unbroken. With transition, that's a minute of work. And then the dumbbell thrusters is no more than a minute of work, definitely under a minute. If you do 10 advanced, take a breath, do 10 more. And then the tank was probably about a minute. So I don't know of many people that are going to hammer 30 in a minute, probably a little bit more after 50 chest to bar. So what we're talking about is more time by far is spent on the bike than any of the other movements out of the 4.
And what's the conclusion there? What is there? It's just an observation, or there's a point?
Well, I think there's a group of people out there that'll say, "Oh, this workout just came down to who is good at Echo Bike." And then there's going to be people that say, "Oh, no, I actually think that there's a little bit more balance here than you think. I think the dumbbells maybe were a little bit harder coming off a hard bike, or that the 50 chest to bar slowed some people down." We're talking about the elite of the elite.
Right.
And when I look at it, I say, okay, whoever can put out on that bike is going to win.
And I also don't like how it's those 20 dumbbell thrusters, such a hard movement to judge. And you put them right there where people are going to sprint them and fuck them up. And you watch the guy do no reps and, jump Sharunki in the standings and make 9,000 more euros than him.
No shit. That's what happened in that workout?
Yeah, he jumped Sharunki. Got 9K more euros. And he didn't do a single fucking thruster to standard.
Wow.
No offense to the guy. His hip crease didn't close to going below the top of the knee, and he did not lock a single fucking thruster out overhead. They were all pressed in front of his face with the bent elbows like this.
So this guy, David Sharunk, was ahead of this guy. Oh shit! 3 points. Oh my goodness.
That's ass.
Wow.
It's judging. It's not the dumbbell thruster's fault. It's the judging, but you're not making it easy on the judges.
9,000 euros. Shit.
And if we go back to the whole Echo Bike discussion here, that was a big topic this year when we talked to athletes about semifinals programming
Machine
and
heavy.
what seemed to be the bias toward machine work. And I think it's really important to understand that you can put machines in a workout and not make them be the linchpin of the workout. You can put an Echo Bike in a 3-minute workout and you can still do it to where the bike doesn't determine who wins. You can put it in a 20, yeah. You could put in a 25-minute workout and not let it decide who wins. So, to end this, and I think this is just something good to do, you pull up one of Taylor's workouts from his competition that starts with 100 calories on the Echo Bike. You pull up a workout from one of my competitions that's a 21:15:9 workout, a 3-minute workout that starts with 21 calories on the Echo Bike. And in neither of those workouts, the shortest of time domains and the longest of time domains, did the bike decide who won?
Yeah. JR's workout was 21 calorie Echo Bike, 15 muscle up, 9 thrusters at 165, 115. And so again,
I sent those pictures to the group.
Yeah,
Sevan can probably pull it up.
The bike mattered. The bike mattered for sure. But if you're breaking the muscle ups, you lost the workout. If you drop the barbell on the thruster, you lost the workout. So it's not the linchpin. My workout was a long chipper. Of 100 calorie Echo Bike. Here we go. Event 7 is from his first year. That's got Echo Bike.
No, event 7's from last year. Well, I'm
sorry. I was reading from left to right.
Yeah, left to right. This is an example of a pretty big chunk starting on the bike with a dense set of strict handstand push-ups and a sled that was long enough and heavy enough and that rewarded you for output, because it was on attack turf with the same sleds.
You guys are making me. I knew I hated the machines in events. I hated the bike. I remember I hated the rower. I hated the true forms. The fucking ski erg is the absolute worst. Idiots program that, and now you've only convinced me even more. They're basically just training implements. To put them anywhere is lazy.
Well,
put them in any competition is fucking lazy.
I disagree.
It is one step less lazier than the torque tank. You don't know. You're a programmer and you don't know how to fatigue someone, and so you put that fucking thing in there. That's it. That's what it is. I don't have enough room. I don't want to make them do thrusters. They've done too many thrusters. I don't want to make them. How about just do fucking double unders
so many times?
Say that again.
You can only run and do double unders so many times.
I hear you. Machines have their place. I get what you're saying, but they do have their place. It's an aspect of fitness. But to just put them in every workout, I agree.
There's nothing from the fan perspective where I can empathize with what the athlete is going through while he's on that machine to then how he feels to the next event, unless I've done it.
Okay. I get what you're saying.
But if I see a guy pick up a refrigerator and run across a fucking field, I know I can't do that. That's fucking gnarly.
That's cool. I know what you're saying. But you also got to keep in mind sponsors.
Not everyone's as smart as me. That's all I hear you say.
Anyways, to kind of counter ourselves, I do want to mention we just talked about not 10 minutes ago what the point of the 60-calorie row was in the beginning of a workout where it didn't matter. And now we're talking about putting a machine in a workout where it isn't the linchpin. And so we're kind of contradicting ourselves a little bit. I think it just goes back to what was the purpose of the workout.
Do we all agree that putting the torque tank in there is just...
At the end is fucking stupid. It should have been in the middle or at the start. I think the buy-in should have been the torque tank push, then 50 chest to bar. Fatigue them a little bit. I like the 50 chest to bar, and I'm a lot more happy with the volume of upper body pulling.
Why not just give them a regular sled if you want to fatigue them?
Well, they don't have turf. That's fine. You put the torque tank at the beginning. It doesn't matter if you can't race on it. That's fine. You make them push it 60 meters, kind of light, and then do 50 chest to bar. Savage workout. Don't shake your finger at me.
There's also something consistent with the workouts that you just had on the screen that is not similar to that row into the couplet. All those workouts we put up were chippers. They were two of them were mini chippers with 3 movements. So once you did the bike, you didn't come back to it. Yep. Once you did the handstand push, you didn't come back to it. Yours was a longer version of that where you only did the machine once. The difference in the yoke and roll workout is once you did the row, you didn't just do a big chunk of GHDs and then finish on the yoke. You used the row as a buy-in to the 4 rounds for time. It was presented in a much different way. When you have that many transitions, there are 2 transitions in these 2 workouts that are event 7s. 2. In that workout, there are 7 transitions.
So you're just
not
saying,
counting the transition from the rower.
You're saying in that workout, the row is irrelevant, and you're saying in your workouts, the machines aren't irrelevant, but they're also not the linchpin. I agree. Just the same in my workout, 100 calories. There's no way you can call that irrelevant. It's just not the only relevant thing.
Yeah, I think that in a dead sprint in any of the 3 workouts that we put on the screen was a recipe for losing the workout.
Absolutely.
Just like it was on the row. So people aren't going to do that. People aren't going to waste themselves on the row. I'm just saying it was more consequential in those 3 workouts.
Yeah. Because while you can lose it by sprinting it, you can also lose it by sandbagging it.
Correct.
Yep. Yeah, you can't sandbag 100-calorie row. You're going to be there for 10 fucking minutes, and then your workout's over. Same thing with the 21s.
Can you program an entire CrossFit Games with no machines and people be okay with it and be like, yep, that was the best games ever?
Yeah. A CrossFit Games event?
Yeah.
I believe so. You could use real life implements that aren't machines.
JR?
I think you need a little bit of a monostructural variance. And if you're not going to be able to bike for real or swim for real, if you're not going to be able to do those things, that you need to be able to do something other than run.
You need machines for sure, but I think at the games you don't, because you can do all those other things. You can swim, you can row, you can run. Lots of shit you can make them do.
Make them run in sand.
In Wisconsin?
Bill can get it there. Dear Bill.
We will buy sand, rogue sand.
Yeah. They could sell that to CrossFitters. Gentlemen, overall, please.
We're not done. I want to put one more thing. Can you pull up the
Please.
Canada West programming quick and we just shuffle through
I'm in
it?
no hurry. I'm chill.
All right.
I'm about to, when we're done, I'm just gonna eat and watch TV. Watch
Oh,
fighting.
me too.
Me
too.
Let me see. Where did I put? I know you sent me a link.
And the email, just go to your email, click the link. Click the link in our bio.
But I already pulled it up. I don't know where the fuck it is. Didn't I?
Where did you buy that shirt?
Didn't
on
I
Amazon?
Zach got it for me. Shout out to Zach Strill. I didn't know this was actually a Sopranos quote. I just like to say it.
It's not. It's someone else. That no, it's not.
I would like for Travis to like take a picture of me and act like put a cigar in my mouth, and I think that would be a funny shirt.
Oh, and you're saying that? Yes.
Yeah, Brian Friend gave me a really cool shirt. Travis, you could get this cast up. It would just say, "Your programming sucks, dick."
Okay. I'm not sharing the screen right now, right? Because I'm going to my emails. Okay, good. So this was the event that happened just prior to the games. This is where people who didn't make it to the games went to
right
work
after
out.
the games.
Right after? No, right before.
Right after.
Right after. Okay.
These workouts are fucking awesome and programmed by HWPO. So cool.
Games were workout 1.
Wow, you know what I just did?
It's a cool website.
Listen, the website's so cool. I need to hit up their web designer. I just hit the full screen, so now our video is in full screen and I can't see the chat, and I'm kind of liking it.
Oh yeah, that is nice. Okay, so you like this rope climbs, running, barbell snatch?
Yeah, 15 rope climbs and the ascending snatch. So cool.
Hey, did you guys watch the Get With the Programming version of review of the Madrid championships, CrossFit championships?
Did not.
Not yet.
I've been crushed. Not enough
I
time.
know. That's
This
really
workout-
stupid that I didn't watch that.
One of my favorite workouts, and it has a torque push in it. Still one of my favorite workouts.
Justify that for me. Justify
It's
that
in the
for me.
middle. It's in the middle. It's not inconsequential, but it's not the linchpin of the workout. It's going to make the next set of strict handstand push-ups harder. They still get all the money from the torque company. You can still push the sled on any surface, and it's fair for all the competitors.
I'm trying to think in what sport Is there anything like that? Where it's almost like the checker flags up in racing. I can't pass anyone here. I mean, I'm trying to think like
the checker flag.
Or what the white flag? Sorry, the white flag's up. What's the flag in racing?
I think it isn't a yellow. I don't fucking know, dude. In NASCAR.
Can you are you okay with the torque tank, JR? You justify that? It's okay. It's in the middle. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's in Canada.
Okay.
It's okay.
No. I'm just saying within the context of the workout, it doesn't make the workout bad at all.
No, it's fine. There's going to be separation when they get to the tank already. So separation's already been created. And then it's going to fatigue them a lot for the back half of the workout, which is uniform throughout. So
I hear you. And as a spectator, I think we get zero appreciation for that fatigue. I think I can't stand it. Yeah, I'm not convinced.
Whatever. It's an amazing workout, regardless of the torque tank. Move on to the next.
No,
one.
It can't be an amazing workout if somewhere in the middle it's not.
It has burpee bar muscle ups. I have an erection.
It does. At some point, it's not even a competition in the middle of the workout. It's just
so fucking cool.
Here, you like this one?
This is savage. I love this workout. So fucking cool. I'm gonna do this tomorrow. Sorry, I rest tomorrow. I'm doing this Monday. I was just reading.
Yeah. So I mean,
I want to do this real bad.
If you look at Madrid, and I really don't think anyone's gonna argue that. Oh no, man, that was your interval. That was your work rest. You did the run, and then you got some rest, and you did the couplet. That workout you just put on the screen, that format, we talk about looking at movement variants. We talk about looking at time domains. We talk about looking at formats of workouts.
Creativity.
Do you have chippers? Do you have rounds for time? Do you have descending? Do you have ascending? Do you have a short chipper? Do you have a long chipper? Do you have an interval workout? This is beautiful. It's awesome.
Yeah. You look at the first workout as a descending rep scheme, weightlifting gymnastic. The next workout is an up and back chipper. This workout is interval. Let's go to the next one.
Wait, hold on. Let me also show you this. I didn't see any of this HWPO branding on the Madrid. Did you?
No, I think they bought I really do think what that guy said maybe has some weight to it. Like maybe they bought the scaled package.
I mean, they're up there.
Dude,
they're up there at the top. They're up there at the top on the.
Yeah,
on the
kind of. But look at this fucking can.
Dude, Canada West game sucked his meat, and it was worth it. And Madrid just kind of like fucking.
Oh wait, it's not here on this workout. Wait, what workout is this? What number? I don't see it here.
All right, well you don't see it. Anyways, another sick workout. Axle bar thrusters, very cool. Handstand walk, axle bar thruster, handstand walk, axle bar thruster. I mean, they're kind of giving away a little bit of what he likes, that descending rep scheme, but I still love the workout. And then to finish with an overhead lunge, that's a nasty fucking workout.
And so if you were gonna fix Madrid, it's take the torque take out.
I think they just buy whatever Canada West bought.
Take out the 2,000 meter run at the beginning, and make
everything
and change the time domain. Get us some longer workouts.
I was gonna say, I mean, I think simply, because we can. What we've been doing the majority of this 2 hours is basically just saying what we like and what we think is good, and not necessarily what wasn't CrossFit and what was CrossFit. I think if you make a workout 15 plus minutes, it's already exponentially better.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
This is a cool workout. You start and finish with the row. Keyword finish with the row. You got chest to bar in the middle. They count. Another nasty workout.
Why do you say that, JR? Would you say that if they made it a 5K instead of a 2K? Now it's longer than 15 minutes.
For sure. And I wondered, actually, that's a great question, because I thought to myself, if you go to the Instagram announcements of all the workouts, which are really cool from Madrid, they show the running course for that. That's why I said that in the beginning. If Matt was like, okay, cool, listen, we got 4K run into 30, 20, 10. So you have 4, 3, 2, 1, essentially. Like the numbers look pretty. 4K run into blah, blah, blah. And they're like, yeah, that's going to be a little too long. Can you just do a 2K? Like if you make that a 5K run, I think it's already a way, way, way more rounded competition. Taylor will probably say, well, you still got that single modality that I don't really like, but I like it.
I like it in that. Going right into the 30, 20, 10, 20, 30, 20, 10, 10.
Dusty's saying, hey, do a cut maybe after day one. and after day 2 and get the
Oh,
programming.
he's
a
trying to
little
tell the
gnarlier.
competition not to make as much money, meaning don't bring in as many athletes.
I was gonna say, do you think that cutting people is going to
He's saying
not
don't
help
let 80
signups for the
compete.
following year?
Yeah, they're trying to make money, Dusty. All right. Let's be sensitive to that.
Oh, he's saying just allow
Yeah.
less peeps from the beginning. Well, that's even
Yeah.
worse.
Exactly.
All right. Is there anything else we want to talk about? What are we doing next? What's the next programming show we're doing? Who's getting it next? Who's getting
We
in
should
the
do one on
kisser?
Rogue.
Oh, and when do those announcements come out?
Probably the week of. And
We
going
can do
to
one
that.
on Beach Brawl if we want to.
Oh, that was mayhem programming. I hate to do a show on their competition though.
Yeah, we don't. I mean, it's not as big as
Like it's
obviously-
sacrilege. Like if we say anything bad, we're not going to heaven.
No, it's just like, why do we want to talk about Beach Brawl? Last year, their workouts fucking sucked. So bad. They paid Mayhem to do it this year. Let's talk about Rogue. Can we talk about Rogue a little bit? Can we talk a little bit about what we're thinking about doing at Rogue yet?
Shit.
Yeah.
That's a really good point. Let me click this one to Rich Froning real quick. Test endurance, power, and strength with Concept 2 skier. Comment your favorite skier. By the way, no one in the world has ever looked this good doing the skier. Just right here. This is
No,
the
I
only...
did today.
Oh,
Yeah, Taylor has a
shit.
picture on my Instagram that looks
I look
eerily
fat as
similar
shit.
to this.
I look so fat.
Hue of skin, all of it. Same.
Hue of skin.
I'm going to go to roguefitness.com. Is that the website? Yeah, this is, let's check this out here really quick. Share screen. Real media doesn't do this up front. We do this behind the scenes. Where do you see where it says on here that the event shit?
What event shit? No, you scroll up, I believe.
Up top, you think it's up here somewhere?
Somewhere.
I think it's down at the bottom.
Maybe you're right.
About us, policy, website, contact, Rogue Gym, Rogue Athletes, Rogue Equipment, Index, Zeus.
I think
thought
they've
Rogue
got their own.
Invitational-
I think
thought
it's
Rogue Invitational is its own thing.
website, or at least when it's happening, it's that banner. Just look up Rogue Invitational. There you go. There we go. Just type in one letter in his Google search history bar. Let's go one letter at a time.
This is I'm still on the site. And so buy tickets, prize purse tickets, quality. Where's the button for like to be media? Get on the list, stay up to date.
Volunteer portal? No. Contact us. Other info.
They don't have a place to do email. They're smart. Connect. App. I don't know where you sign up for the media. Dear Bill and Katie.
Oh yeah, we got to do that. Get Sousa on that. Hey Sousa, your wedding's over now.
Dear Bill and Katie, I would
I need 7 ropes.
JR and Taylor are going to be in Columbus for, where is it? Austin. They're going to Austin, Texas for the Rogue Invitational. We would like a special wristband so they could get closer than the other peons and stream stuff, reports back to me in my office here. Thank you.
Is that a
Peace
tennis
and love.
racket on that sofa?
Yeah, pretty cool, right?
Dude, do you play tennis?
I do play tennis, but this guy from Komodo, they sent this to my son.
Wow, that's pretty cool. That thing, dude, playing tennis will fucking make you sweat.
Komodo as in like dragon?
That's
I
a
guess
fun
so.
sport.
I guess so.
Tennis is
Up,
fun.
down, up. Up, down, up. Cover your mouth. Tomorrow my kid's playing it. Tomorrow my kid's playing a tennis tournament. I'm pretty stoked.
Proper coaching cues. Up, down, up. Cover your mouth.
Love what all your shortcuts are, Sevi. I believe I saw.
That shirt is cool as shit. I have one.
Oh, that's good. Thank you. And when are the Crash Games?
Crash games. That just gave JR's got a hemorrhoid.
He didn't like that.
No, he did not like that.
Worse than Sevan calling it the Road Classic all year last
Oh
year.
my God. That's
What?
bad.
What did I? The Rogue Invitational is not the Rogue Classic.
No.
Oh, you guys are fucking. Petty.
It's in 2 weekends, man. 2 weekends.
CrossFit trials.
Crash Crucible. Oh shit! Do you have a website? Local comp fitness event simplified.
No, that's not it.
That's registration.
We're getting new
register
websites
Sevan.
made actually for the gym and for all the competition pages. So there's not one up for the competition page right now, just Instagram.
And have the athletes been picked for this?
Yeah, you can go to male roster, female roster right there in the highlights, and you can see it.
Yeah, let's scroll through this.
No, we
Oh,
don't
I
have
like
time.
that guy. Mark, great dude.
That's Guido Trinidad. Oh, I know who that is. Is that the guy? That guy was at the games. What's that guy's name?
Marquand Jones. Yeah.
Yeah, he's coming.
Yeah.
He was there
Wow.
last year.
Sam Quant.
Caleb McClure. He
Yeah.
he was second place in the 16-17 division this year at the games.
No shit.
Yeah.
Is he? And he's going to compete against dudes like this?
Yep.
Wow. Lazar Jukic,
You're funny.
Travis Williams,
Light.
Travis Williams.
Hunter McIntyre.
Oh my fucking God. I love you, dude.
Thank you. Nicholas Joyal coming out of I didn't know. So you can test positive.
Oh, dude, this is
Sam Dancer.
dude, that's your boy. You better say his fucking
Yeah,
name.
that's Jen. That's Jen's husband, man.
Go back.
No
The real
shit.
Sevan
That's
podcast.
McDonald's husband.
Yep.
He is fucking. He looks gnarly. How do we?
That's a big
Wow.
boy right there. That's a big boy right there. Look at his abs the size of his pecs.
Yeah,
I
that's
touched
a
him
lot
today.
of
I
dude.
touched his abs today.
Did you?
Yeah.
He got 5 kids.
He smiled at me.
Yeah, go to the female roster. You'll recognize some more people there.
Oh, there's his
Female-
wife,
the
Jen
fem-
McDonald.
The female field is pretty deep this year. Pretty deep.
How do I do that? I go click on this and go
Dude,
here.
I'm volunteering at this event. Sevan.
Someone of your fame is just going to cause problems there. Who's that? Who was
Shut
that?
the fuck up.
Who is that? People are going to be trying to sign.
Alexis Johnson, Mayhem Girl.
Yeah,
Wow.
and
This
Luke
fits
is coming
teams in.
also. Luke Parker, he'll be competing.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no shit. Hey, wait a second. Is this at the games?
Yeah. Brooke Haas.
Oh, look, there's Angelo back there.
That's the
Look how high
squad.
she's
And
jumping
right
off the
behind
ground.
her, Luke Parker.
Who's this?
She's
I
a
think her
long.
name now
She's a
is
vet.
Brooke Peregrine, but Brooke Haas is how you know her probably.
That was Emily Bridgers.
Stop.
Icelandic girl?
African.
What's her name?
Michelle Basnet.
That is right there.
Yeah, click on her handle.
From Africa.
Oh, yeah, I recognize her. I just have never seen her with her clothes on.
Oh my God, dude. Jesus Christ.
What? I follow her on Instagram.
What?
Who's that?
Steph Grain, she was a team games athlete last year. There's a lot of really, really good females coming. It should be good competition both sides.
God,
A lot of good teams too.
who does this? Who does your Instagram?
I made all these posts, but Rick does all the cool videos if you actually want to see some good work. These are just like my 5th grade posts.
Yeah, but it's a shitload of work to make all these highlights. I don't even know how to do that. Hey, is Amy Kringle coming?
No.
She's from the Isle of Man. You have any foreigners?
Do you have any foreigners at your event, JR?
Yeah.
I don't think there are any international people coming.
Jesus.
This is gonna be cool. Speaking of being critical of people not
I thought you had that
streaming-
Mexican team that competed last year.
You're not streaming, right, JR? There's going to be no way for anyone to see it.
We are, when we get off here, we're going to talk about how we want to do that. David, the guy from Apogee, really wants to do it, and he's pretty good on, with StreamYard and gimbals and all that kind of stuff. So we still want to try to make it happen.
That sounds like a sex toy. Hey, did you get the picture I sent the group? Long time ago, like a few nights ago, maybe last weekend.
I don't know, but I'm going to send you something if you're not careful.
The VersaFuck?
Dude, someone sent me this crazy shit today.
Dude, I fucking died when I saw that. JR, need to get one of these for the barn.
Okay, guys, I will.
Oh yeah, Michelle Basnett. She's a foreigner. She's from Africa.
Oh yeah, and she follows you.
Oh, that's crazy. Really?
That is crazy. What's wrong with her? Okay, we will be doing. So it sounds like we will be doing as soon as Rogue starts putting out events. We'll start talking about. Do you have any predictions for that, JR?
Rogue events?
Yeah.
I don't even know. I don't.
I got some things that I think we might see.
Okay, maybe we'll do a pre-Rogue. Who's their programmer?
Last year was Josh and Rich tested.
Yeah, I think this year the two, I think there's a couple guys doing it from what I've heard that are guys that have just been in the game for a really, really long time. Maybe not names you would necessarily know right off the bat, like former games athletes, but people who have been involved in different levels at the CrossFit Games and other big competitions and have a lot of experience on that side.
Would I know them?
I don't know their names. So that's just kind of what I was told.
I just text Josh and said, "Are you programming Rogue again?"
Rich and Spieler last year, apparently. Melissa.
Okay, guys, thank you everyone for tuning in. You guys were great show. We will get another programming show on the schedule ASAP. Thank you. Bye.